Hello and welcome to the Rice and Beans podcast. This is episode number 6, right? With your host Eli and
Jason.
Yeah. And today we have a pretty special guest with us, all right? So first, let's welcome Maddy to the team. She's going to be fact-checking us on all of our
Hello, thank you. Thank you, everybody. So happy to be here.
Yeah, fact-checking us on all our dumb mistakes. If you listen to number 5.
If you listen to any of them, you will find out we're not the brightest crayons in the toolbox.
That may be a fact. Absolutely.
Okay.
And yeah, also we have a special guest.
Grass.
Guest?
Yes,
Yes.
he's imagining you in a dress.
A grass.
And he mixed it together.
Yeah.
Special guest.
He knows me too well. All right, Chris Trefon.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming aboard.
Yeah,
It's pretty
Yeah.
official. I like it.
Rice and beans. Okay.
absolutely. So, hey, today's topics is, we're going to be doing some interviewing with Chris. We're going to be talking about some pretty awesome fights, some movies, maybe some aliens. So, starting off,
Aliens.
Chris, what do you do? Tell
What do
everyone
I
about
do?
yourself a little bit.
Well, I do a lot of things. I wear a lot of hats. You know, right now I'm going to school, and we're installing fireplaces right now in the summertime. And at night, I put on gloves and I fight.
Will you be doing
Nice.
the fireplace into the fall and winter?
Yes,
Not
mostly
the fall and winter. Fall, autumn, and winter.
both. Yes. We just bought a house, so you know I got to keep working.
Oh, y'all bought the house.
Wow.
Didn't you tell me that? I know that.
I think
Yeah.
you knew. It's okay.
When did that happen?
For everyone watching, Chris and I are engaged.
Oh, did I drop a ball there?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I never knew, so you dropped the ball on me. Congratulations.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
thank
need a
you.
housewarming gift.
We do.
Wait,
Yeah.
we're killing two birds with one stone.
You're
My
gonna give
wife
him,
and I.
you're
Yeah,
gonna give
your-
him
I will-
booster,
Your
no,
wife
buster?
said that our
Food.
gift came in already,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she was excited about it.
She's very excited.
I love it.
She loves giving gifts.
Aw.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah.
One of the 5 love languages,
it's
which
true.
we can save for another podcast because I could talk
Yeah.
love languages all day.
Really,
Yeah.
my love language is not even in the book.
It's violence.
Yeah.
It's violence.
Yep. Kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and the violent take it by force.
There you go. Speaking of violence, Chris, why don't you
Oh.
tell us about your...
Last marriage. No, I'm joking.
My other ex-wife.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So
It's the coffee speaking.
so you had a fight last Wednesday, right?
Sure did. You were there.
Yeah, you
I
won.
was.
Did you have fun?
I had tons of fun. That was my first live
Girlfriend?
event.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Never mind.
sorry,
okay.
it's too late.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, it was my first live event. It was pretty awesome, man. Yeah, I've been watching UFC for quite some time, but I've never actually went to any of the fights before.
Oh, that's
so-
right. That was
Yeah.
your first MMA fight.
It
No
was.
way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, watching it, not actually fighting someone, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
glad you have fun.
Yeah,
For
it was
sure.
fun.
But let's talk about what you did in the cage. A lot more exciting.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of preparation for this fight. We actually, I treated it like a professional fight. They said pro fight, so
Yeah,
you know, I cut the weight.
you did.
We ate really well. You know, quinoa chicken, rice, beef, broccoli. I cut out the soda. You know, I cut everything out. Really,
Sodium? Did you cut down on sodium?
I did. I took your advice and I cut down the
That's
sodium
good.
because it
Good
was
sugar.
felt like it was sticking in
Mhm.
me. You know,
Yeah.
so
That's
you know,
good.
did
I
it
looked. We
all.
did a lot of research on what to do, like water loading, and then
Yeah.
getting it back in there with I mean, it's an old wrestling trick, but Pedialyte,
Of course.
you
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
baby
And
food.
baby food. Mhm.
Baby food.
A lot of people look at me funny when I say baby food, but
Isn't that what
There's-
it is? It's baby food.
yeah, I mean, well,
Well,
there's
no, we
yeah.
actually got legit baby food.
Yeah. I mean, either way, it could be for dysphagia patients, people that can't swallow.
really.
Yeah, like, you know, they had a stroke or something and their throat doesn't work right. So you have to put it through a food processor and thicken it so they can eat properly.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. So
interesting.
either way,
Yeah.
It's for people without teeth.
Well, give
And
me
you
a
were
couple more
prepared
years.
for that, yeah.
Give me a couple more years. I might
Yeah,
have no
a couple
teeth.
more
You know.
fights.
So
Start playing hockey.
well. No, we treated it like a real fight, and even though everyone was looking at my opponent and saying these things like, "Oh, he looks sweet," or like he doesn't look like a fighter. I'm like, well, we're gonna take it seriously no matter what.
That's
you
never
Yeah.
underestimate anybody.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I did that once. We're making my team, actually my wrestling team, was making fun of this baby face looking kid from this small town like in Devils Lake, North Dakota.
Uh-huh.
They're like, "You're gonna pin this kid so fast," and I was like, I actually believed them. I was like, okay, I'll underestimate this kid.
Yeah.
And it ended up being double overtime.
Wow.
Probably one of the hardest matches I've done all year long.
The kid didn't settle.
And his face didn't look like he had that fight. So that's
Yeah.
the last time I underestimated somebody. I never did it since. So
Yeah, you can't judge a book by its cover
no.
Yeah.
or a person's face,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But he had it in him. He had a lot of fight in him.
He did, man. He
Yeah.
came to win.
Yeah. He was in my face. I did not
Yeah.
expect that when I dropped him the first time. He just got right back up and he was right back in my face.
Yeah.
So
He's military.
Yeah.
And I think he was a Marine.
that's what they were saying. That's what they were
So,
saying.
They like to move forward. They like to go
They
forward.
do.
Yeah.
They like to march.
Yeah. They like
Like
to
the-
march. Well, I mean, the Marines, they train them to keep going forward, take that first stronghold on the land. I don't even know if we need the Marines anymore for military, to get that first stronghold on the beach or wherever we're invading as a nation. But they still teach that same motto,
Uh-huh.
brainwashing. Yeah, just keep going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, he was a
Yeah.
tough kid, and I appreciated him taking the fight.
Yeah.
That was,
His little camp, they were all pretty tough.
yeah.
Dude.
King Kong,
King Kong.
Costanza, yeah.
Costanza.
So we got some people coming
George
up.
Costanza from Seinfeld, but angrier.
Oh,
Yeah,
and much browner too.
yeah. Yeah, they were. Were they Dominican, Puerto Rican?
I
What
think
were
they're.
they?
I think they're Dominican.
I thought so too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, all of them?
The
King
two.
Kong.
There was three of them in their
Bananas,
corner.
Dominicans.
Yeah.
I get it.
Diddy Kong and King Kong.
Yeah, King Kong looks like a Dominican. He looks like my people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came out there. They were
Yeah.
like dancing bachata. It was awesome. They were getting
I did
busy.
like his song. They screwed up my song again, but that's okay.
Yeah,
They played it for the Russian guy, and I
Yeah.
saw his face,
that's
and he was
so
like,
funny.
Where's Mother Russia song?
he's like, "What is
Yeah.
this?"
Yeah, he was like, he was not happy.
I was too amped up to really care.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know they were playing people's fight songs because usually they mess up all that. And I thought they were just like, we're gonna play whatever we want.
It's probably because they switched the boxing match. The
Oh,
Yeah, they
The
skipped
last
that
fight?
first.
Oh,
yeah. So they
that
mixed
was a
up
good
the
one.
playlist.
So everything was behind.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I hate when that happens when you're taking a test and you mess up one answer and it's a multiple choice or something, and then you got the little card. What is it?
oh yeah.
With the
It's
Scantron?
the Scantron.
Scantron, and you
Sounds
miss
like a
some.
robot.
Yeah, I am Scantron. Yeah, and you miss one line, and then after a while, they're all wrong
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
5 is 6 and 6 is 7.
that's old school testing right there.
Oh, I remember those days. Yeah.
I think they're
Uh-huh.
still doing it somewhere.
Yeah,
Probably.
somewhere. Probably in Russia.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, voting system. I don't know.
So, Chris, keep telling us about your fight.
Oh no, it's a lot of fun. We've been waiting a long time for this, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
We sure
now we're
are.
putting Kenai on, after Vic,
yeah,
putting Kenai on the map.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're starting to hear about us a little bit. So
yeah.
Yeah.
it's our little peninsula.
So, question, how did you get started off in fighting? What was the thing that made you be like, yeah, I want to get in a cage and just scrap with these guys?
Well, I wanted to do something after wrestling. I just didn't have the courage to stop doing the things that made me comfortable, like drinking, smoking, just any of those drugs. Really, it was a good excuse to not find my true potential. So after wrestling, there was a chance to go to college, but I had gotten in trouble, and so I couldn't take that route. So I was aimless for a long time, very aimless from probably 19 when I got out of lockup all the way until probably 27. I was doing nothing with my life, really. Just kind of working manufacturing jobs, things like that.
Yeah.
And realized didn't have to do it. Yeah. Didn't have to do that anymore. So.
You know, God's Wrestler, you heard of him?
I believe so.
Yeah, he I think he wrestled in North Dakota.
God's wrestler.
Yeah. Seth Gross.
Sounds familiar.
God's
God's.
right here.
Oh.
He tells the same exact story right here. Seth Gross, where he ended up getting arrested and blowing. He thought his whole life was gone.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up working like a bottom of the barrel minimum wage job and just had to pull himself out of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now he's just an outspoken Christian, and he's amazing. And he ended up winning a D1 national championship for North Dakota.
North Dakota. Yeah, they got some good wrestling over there.
Yeah.
They do.
Either North Dakota or South Dakota. I can't remember, but it was a Dakota. It wasn't Fanning.
No. Shane Gross. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. You gotta be quick with those, man, because I say them like it's regular conversation. Because I'm going on 70. All right.
There you go.
We might have to stop, so I'll have to stop saying the jokes because it's just like ridiculous.
It's
all right.
South Dakota.
It's South Dakota.
I believe.
Yeah, where the faces are.
The faces.
Yeah, that's about the only
Mount
thing.
Rushmore.
That's
Oh,
about the only
faces.
thing there.
No.
So
Have you seen them faces?
I have like 4 times.
Yeah,
I
it's
saw-
not that impressive.
Really?
I
I
mean,
thought it was impressive.
I mean, it
pretty
is
cool.
the first time, but once you've been there
Oh,
once, you're like, oh, okay,
that's
it's the
fair.
faces, you know?
Yeah.
I like the cafe over there. They have like really good ice cream.
We showed up. They were closed.
Oh no.
Me and Celeste, we were driving through the States, just going for a drive, and and we showed up. They were closed, but they had the lights on them, and we're like, well, there they are. I don't seem like because you can see them from not. You don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, no, you don't have
Yeah.
to go into the actual.
Yeah.
Did you see
So-
Crazy Horse?
Was he on a hill? A statue on a hill or a silhouette on a
I
hill?
think you drive by him when you drive up to the.
It's like a silhouette.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're starting to build him, and it's gonna take like 50 years.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but they've been
Wait,
going.
that was a carving on
yeah,
a mountain?
they're starting to carve
Okay,
Crazy Horse.
I didn't see
Oh,
that.
so
I
it's
saw a silhouette on a hill of a statue.
So it's
Or-
another head, Crazy Horse, right? So there's gonna be 5 heads.
But
on
all 4 of the heads could fit in the horse's head,
I thought they were.
Oh wow!
so he's gonna be really big.
Oh,
I thought they were putting Trump's head on.
Are they still gonna do that?
They shouldn't. They should not do
I
that.
feel like that will start a civil war. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If they do that, we know who's funding it. Yeah. Kanye.
Yeah, there it is.
All right. Yeah, man. So you started MMA in North Dakota?
South Dakota.
South Dakota. Oh, so we're
Yeah.
staying in the South. All right.
Yeah, in the cell.
Nice.
It was I didn't ever join a real gym. It was kind of some guys that knew how to fight.
Yeah. Okay. Like
Sort of.
garage training?
Yeah,
Like
garage
house
training.
That was how I
basically.
started.
Yeah.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
high schoolers.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
some high schoolers.
Mean high schoolers.
There was they were a lot different because they were boxers.
Yeah.
So they made me do 12 3-minute rounds against
Okay.
really skilled guys like LFA guys.
Yeah.
There's this kid that was 4-1 and another kid that was 11-2,
Yeah.
and they used to throw me in there all the time. And
Yeah.
basically, they taught me how to get punched in the face.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I learned from that camp. You know,
Yeah. Got to get the jitters out. Get the flinching out.
you know.
They cured you.
They did.
Yeah.
So I came up here and they do it a lot different up here. I like how they do it up here better.
Yeah. My buddy Ryan Courtney out of Arizona, he's an MMA fighter, and he got on LFA, but he was training with us down at American Top Team, and he's a Jeet Kune Do guy, You don't find many of those.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's really good. And his bones are actually like super hard. And but he was training down in Arizona, and Arizona was like heavy on wrestling in their MMA program. And he was just getting dominated by wrestlers. He was like, they would just blast me into the cage. And so it was like the opposite. You're doing like getting punched in the face, and he's just getting blasted into the cage and slammed. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool indeed.
Yeah, I ended up at ATT. Ended up they had ESPN over there, and they were doing some coverage for something. I don't know what it was. And then one of the fighters they were interviewing, and my coach, I came to watch. I remember that, and and my coach was like, "Put on your gear, Jason." I was like, "I don't got my gear here." And he was like, "Just go grab something." So I went, and I was like, since he told me, I'm just gonna rob the little store that they have, and I grabbed shorts, shirt, gloves, everything. Wraps, shin guards, everything, mouthpiece, went in the bathroom, microwave my mouthpiece real quick, bloop, put it in my mouth, and then ran out there. I was like super geared up, American Top Team. and then I got my face punched in on ESPN. That was great.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Who were the fighters there at the time, like when they were interviewing?
Well, this was a Down syndrome kid. His name was Garrett G Money. I was wearing his shirt yesterday, Garrett's fight, and that's his foundation for Down syndrome.
Oh, cool.
And so I was Garrett's wrestling coach, and G Money, yeah, he's a good guy, and he has Down syndrome, and he's like insanely strong. He's very high functioning, and yeah, so that's who they were interviewing. Yeah, what's the dude, Rick something on ESPN, was crazy about him. He got cancer. I forgot. Black dude. But he recovered. He was crazy about G Money, and so was Stephen Bonner. Yeah, and a lot of MMA fighters, Dana White. Everybody was really, a lot of people were crazy about G Money and gave him a lot of attention. We got a lot of people that would come up and show up.
That's awesome.
And yeah. I'm still friends with G, man, and his dad, Mitch. Shout out. You guys are awesome. Yeah. So I started out like that, too, getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I came with wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
That was me,
But my jiu-jitsu was crap, and I went in there, and I thought my jiu-jitsu was good because I just started, but I was like, man, I'm amazing at jiu-jitsu, because I started out in a small town here, and then I got there, and I was just getting hammered. Yeah, it was awesome. It was the best. And yeah, South Dakota. From there, when did you move up here?
I moved up here 2018, yeah. Seems longer than that, but it's only been...
Were we... That wasn't that long ago. Were we?
No.
Were we hanging at that time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Has it been that quick already?
It has. It has.
Holy moly.
Well, the only reason why I know you guys for the whole time I've been here is because Nate was like, hey, why don't you come over to...
Oh, that's right, from Brothers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's all...
Yeah.
It's a small world over here, you know?
Coming back to
So you were basically my first jiu-jitsu coach.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and Parker's my first actual striking coach, and now it's Seth, so...
Dude, Parker's a great striking coach, man.
Oh, yeah. I was very patient.
Super patient. That kid is gifted.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to be a great dad. He is a great dad.
Oh,
Yeah. That's what
Good guy.
Immediately comes to my mind is with patience is being a dad. Yeah.
Is that one of the things you got to have?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you don't have it, you're going to get it.
gotta
You
find
need
it.
it.
You'll earn your patience. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when you came in and you had gumption. Yeah. And you were like ready to fight, ready to go. And you like sparring, and you were good for everything, man. You're just like willing.
Oh, thank you.
Willing and humble, and it's rare, and you're teachable. It was good. And me and Parker were crazy about you. Yeah. I mean, I'm still crazy about you. I'm sure he is too. But but at the time, you know, it's like you want these students that are willing to learn, you know, and that are hungry and that are humble, and it's a rare combo, and also you're gifted. So it was like, oh man, this is awesome. So that was really awesome times we had there, the three of us. That was good.
Yeah, sometimes it was only me, you, Isaac, and Parker, and Nate.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Keyshawn once in a while.
Keyshawn was just coming in. He was just coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I've known Keyshawn since he was a baby.
Oh, that's what he said. He's known you guys for a long time.
Dude, I've known him since he came out the womb. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
all his whole family. Yeah. Yeah. We used to babysit him. I found a picture of his little brother as a baby in my house, and Celeste just sitting there babysitting him.
Zion?
Yeah. Yeah. Zion. Yeah.
He's a neat little young kid.
Yeah.
He's cool.
He's pretty intelligent.
Yeah. They're teaching me how to fish again the other day.
Yeah, dude, those guys love fishing.
Yeah, he's teaching me how to be Alaskan. I was like, Keyshawn, teach me how to be Alaskan, man. I've been gone for too long, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Tyrone is the fisherman.
Yeah.
That guy loves fishing. He actually travels through the States and just like fishes. And he is gifted. Physically, athletic, super humble. Those boys carry a lot of grace with them. And I used to call Tyrone T-Rex. Have you met Tyrone yet?
I have. That's the only one I haven't met yet.
Oh, okay.
So.
I don't even know.
Met his dad. Dad's a really cool guy.
Mac and Ernie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mac. That's really Jason. Yeah.
Oh.
Kidding.
No. That wasn't a joke.
Oh, okay.
That's his name.
Mac and Ernie. He's got two first names.
Well, his last name is McInerney,
Oh,
and his first name is Jason.
Does he
Jason McInerney.
does he have a middle name?
I don't know his middle name.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
our
a last
relationship-
name?
Okay.
We haven't got to middle name friendship yet. It's only been
Gotcha.
20 years.
It's a sacred,
Yeah.
it's a sacred level. You have to
How
reach.
many years does it take to get to a
Middle
name friendship?
I don't know. Do you?
I start off right away. I
don't-
ask people, "What's your full name? What's the
Wow.
middle name?"
Oh yeah,
Everything.
nice.
Oh.
Social security number.
Yeah,
Date
everything.
of birth.
Zip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know actually. Like, I don't actually have a middle name, so I was never ever put in that situation
You don't?
before. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's right. You
Oh.
don't have a middle name.
Yeah.
My
I'm
dad doesn't have
weird.
A middle name. You're not weird.
You just have a long name though. It's like a long first,
You got
right?
Eleazar Dominguez. It's kind of,
A to
it's
Z,
just
dude.
unique.
Oh, I thought you had like another thing in there.
I mean, I'm Latin, so it's like there's always names on top of names, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, Carrasco, Ben Gosman, Dominici.
Yeah.
So.
Names on top of names.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Names got names.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You were talking about your first meeting with Chris and stuff like that. And going back to his fight on Wednesday, give us a perspective from the coaching corner side of what you saw in his fight on Wednesday.
What I saw in his fight, striking looked good. Came out there, put the guy on his butt. Awesome. I had nothing to do with that. And then, me personally, I would have liked for you to just jumped on him. Like, yeah.
I thought about it.
Yeah, but I think like Coach Seth wanted him to get up also. I think Coach Seth wanted a clean knockout. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he strives for perfection. And then you threw a kick, he caught it. You went to escape because it was like he was holding your leg. You went to roll. So there was a little scramble there, and you got into outside De La Hiva. You grabbed the heel, and I was like, "What is he doing?" And
I was listening. I was
Yeah.
I was trying to hear. What you were saying. I heard sweep, and that's all I heard.
yeah. Well, we were saying get up at first, and then get up, and you could have got up right immediately. Got up, and that guy didn't know what to do either. And he was kind of moving forward hesitantly. And then you had that De La Hiva hook. And I was like, well, just sweep him if you're there. But then I remembered you don't know very many sweeps from that position.
No.
And that's more of a gi position, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And unless you're going to hit some leg locks from there. And I knew you weren't too knowledgeable in that department. So, and I saw that guy's face. He was like, what is happening right now? He was confused, and he
So both
didn't
of us
do
were.
nothing. when you threw in that De La Riva and grabbed the hook, and he was like, "Uh-oh, something big's gonna happen," and I'm not sure. So he was like hesitant, feeling it out, and watching what you were gonna do. And you looked really good. It was a good De La Riva hook. You know, you had the heel too. You immediately went right to the heel, and I was like, I yelled at sweep naturally, right? And but then I saw the situation, and then he go down to ground and pound or try to get in.
Yeah, he was trying to pass my guard or pass into side control. I could feel. I was trying to open up this side.
Yeah.
But that's the side he was going to, and I was like, "Oh crap!" So I had to just replace guard again there. And
you closed guard perfectly. He came down and tried to throw a punch or something, and you wormed your hand through. Boom! And we went right to the striking Gracie striking control. Perfect. And he couldn't get a hit on you from there. That was awesome.
No, I felt a few come through, and I was like, "Okay, I'm not in too much danger here."
Yeah.
And I caught the one, and then the other one was just from training, what we had been doing. Yeah. So it just kind of came out, accidentally.
That's how it's supposed to be. It was a reaction.
Subconsciously.
Yeah, and you were in it. You were in the zone right there. And then you went to like a back take into the arm bar. Is that what happened there?
Well, I felt a little bit of space, so I just turned to my side.
Yeah.
And the arm was there.
Yeah.
And I went old school down. I didn't mean to do that, but it just kind of happened like that, you know? But it looked like old UFC, like how they...
Yeah.
No, what it was, he was like this, belly down, and he was on his knees, right?
Yes.
And then he rolled over. You went into mount. And then that was the end of the fight. Really?
I felt... That's the part where I started to calm down there. I was starting to hear you guys a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I heard you say, "Oh, well, that works." Or someone you or Seth said, "Well, that'll work."
Yeah.
I heard something in the back. I was like, "Okay, so they're happy with me."
Yeah, well, so I mean, in the fight, here's the thing: is like, you're the artist, man, and you're out there painting the picture, and I'm just like kind of guiding you, like watch out for this. Oh, this is here. Go for that. And giving you your options, right? That are there, and you did great after that. Honestly, we're gonna be getting into some more mount attacks too. After I saw that, and Nate's fight as well, he got to mount too, and he actually started listening very well. And I think the same thing happened when he got to mount and when you got to mount. You guys both settled down. You slowed down the pace, and you started working, and you started like skillfully aiming and picking your punches and grips and passing the grips, and it was really nice. It was a great fight. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. No, he looked good too. He looked really good.
Yeah, he did.
I was surprised because he slipped that neon belly in. It was just a weird angle. And he put his leg out like that, like a kickstand or something.
Oh yeah.
So I was that was the only part I was worried about was when he was on top, and I didn't want him to get reversed.
Yeah.
But
he didn't have good control or balance from there. He was weak from there. It looks like he does a lot of bench press. It did. His chest was kind of
King
really.
Kong. Okay.
Your guy is what I'm talking about. The little guy. He had really big pecs.
Oh, I guess I didn't notice.
Yeah.
I didn't notice he was in southpaw either.
Yeah, when he came out, he had big pecs and weak back. I said, this guy pushes and moves forward, and he had like little legs. You look at a person's body, you start seeing where he's going to be strong at.
And Jason has like the uncanny ability to just see someone move, and he knows like all the sports they played, all their lifehood injuries, and he just like knows things just by looking at people just move, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I trust your judgment 100%.
Well, I played a lot of sports,
Yeah.
and you see how people move. And if you ever watch Dancing with the Stars, and when they have like an athlete on Dancing with the Stars, and how they move they move like they're playing their sport.
Like we were watching like Sean O'Malley fight. In the middle of a fight, he's like, yeah, he definitely plays basketball. And after like Sean knocks him out, he's just like, he's like doing like a basketball.
Oh yeah. Right? It was the way he was moving. He was moving like he was playing basketball. Yeah. He was doing like he was trying to juke him and shake the guy, which I don't know who's Sean O'Malley's striking coach.
I don't actually
His name is
know.
Tim. I don't know. He's been with him his whole career, I think.
Okay.
So
Well, you know, like in the bank system and all of that, we use like a lot of that terminology is shake 'em and, you know, jukes and all those the other sports use those moves, but he moved like he was playing basketball and he was picking his lanes and setting them up and pulling. You know, like in football, you have what's called schemes, and on the O&D line, they pull right, pull left. Yeah. So
you guys like Sean?
I don't know him personally.
I mean,
I think he needs a real fight.
as a fighter,
Yeah, as a fighter, like
He's entertaining.
yeah, everyone's definitely like really high on his striking for good reasons, you know. But yeah, he really does need an actual challenge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the one guy who's like proven who he fought, he took an L to. So
Yeah.
then it's time to see him
Cheeto.
against someone else.
Cheeto
which,
Vera, that was a good one.
I think the UFC is looking at Cody Garbrandt, and I actually now I like that fight. I want it to happen. You know what I mean? Just because like if Sean's ready, you know, might as well throw him in.
My
right?
son wants to fight Sean.
Yeah.
Isaac's gonna be a beast.
Isaac said he goes, I feel like I can beat him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which doesn't say much because he says that about everybody we watch. He's like,
I like
feel
the
I can beat that
confidence.
guy.
I like the confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like my dad when I'm watching any movie with him. You know what I mean? He's like, if a guy gets beat up, it's like, this is what you should have done, right? He should have like grabbed this and did. He doesn't do martial arts, but I love him.
He had an imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it takes, man. Everything's birthed out of the mind. Yeah, so you didn't take hardly any damage. Maybe just like a little something on the zygomatic process there. Oh, he got you on the nose?
Yeah, he hit me. We got into a weird little when I got excited and
Yeah.
I went after it.
Yo,
And Coach was saying I was doing things that we didn't really practice,
yeah.
but
when
it
you
came off. You know,
Yeah. You went in, you let the animal out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did. I don't like to do that in like practice or hurt my friends or anything. But
Right.
when it comes
Yeah.
to my opponent, I'm gonna try to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
you
try
were
to
going
hurt
in for the
him, you know?
kill. And
Go ahead.
well, what I was telling Isaac was I said, it's awesome that he did that because that's what we want. We want our fighters to let their hands go, right? And you're going to watch, we're going to go back, watch video, right? We're going to hone it in. And then when you do let your hands go, they're just going to get a little bit more tighter, a little bit more crisp, and you're going to be focused and aware in those moments, but you're going to be letting it go.
Mm-hmm.
Same principle, but with more technique, you know?
Right. I think that's the next step too. Is instead of brawling like we do up here in Alaska, to finish clean.
Yeah.
Like in the UFC when you see someone just picking their shots.
Yes.
I think that's the next level for me. I still have a lot to learn.
Definitely.
So
Definitely, man. I can see you're already getting there.
Oh
Yeah. Yeah.
tone it down
Yeah.
a little bit.
And so like something's interesting is so like I recorded the fight, it's awesome, but like early in the
Thank
fight,
you.
like he comes out right, and you just like bing, and you drop him right, and I'm like, wow, that's it. And he just gets back up right. So it's like I'm just trying to put myself in your shoes, and so it's like, how does that feel when you drop the guy and he just immediately gets back up and right in your face? Like, what does that do to you? Just like in the cage psychologically, like what?
That was one of my strengths as a wrestler. I liked, even though I was dog tired, I would pretend that I wasn't.
Yeah.
So I would look across and see what the other guy would be if he was watching me or whatnot, and sometimes you could see it leave their eyes. You could really look into somebody and see who wants it more.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And I was really good at, and I saw that in him, and it made me worry just a little bit because he had the same fight as I did. Like I was like, that's my trick. I'm sure a lot of fighters, they all are warriors, and even though they get dinged, they're pretty good at playing.
Yeah,
it
well,
off,
he woke up when you sat him down. He woke up. His eyes were huge. His adrenaline kicked in, big time. Yeah,
I could see it from the first jab. He didn't like that, and I was like, wow. I was thinking in my head, we're talking about what fighters think in the moment.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, he's letting me get really close to his face. I wonder if I could just reach out, just bink.
Yeah.
And it happened, and I was like, oh, wow. And I was like, he's still there. So that's when I, did the feint.
Yeah.
And then saw where he was at with that jab, and then the power came. I was like, well, this is going to touch. This one will definitely touch, and I'm just going to let it go.
Yeah.
And I didn't throw it as hard as I could.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy part about fighting is
Yeah.
when you don't try, it comes off better.
Yeah.
You know, and I
Yeah.
saw that he had me worried there for a second. You know, he dinged me with a hook, I believe, or an overhand, and that's when I woke up and I was like, "It's a fight.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
fight." I
good.
started bleeding. And, you know, you
Yeah.
could just tap me. You already know, Coach.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
You and Isaac just
You like poke your
sprawl
nose
on me
and it
once or
bleeds.
something, and my nose is bleeding. So you know,
Yeah. It happens.
but no, I saw something in him. You know,
Yeah.
Cool. So leads to another question. So on the first podcast, me and Jason were talking about like what was our favorite fight? Like what was the fight that kind of got us into watching UFC? And yeah, since you're a fighter, so what is your favorite fight?
my favorite fight, the one that made me think I would like to get engaged in a war, would be the Stephen Bonner and the Forrest Griffin
Yeah.
original.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate
That
Fighters.
explains the blood too.
Yeah. That was an awesome fight, and I think that's one of them.
Yeah.
One of my first favorite fighters that was Tito Ortiz,
Really?
just because PS2 was out,
Oh.
and that's the first game I got to play,
Okay.
and I picked Tito because he had the highest rating,
Okay. And you
And,
stuck with him.
and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a wrestler, he does a ground and pound,
Yeah.
and back, you know, what was that, like 20 years ago or something, or
Yeah.
you know,
Just
like
about. Yep.
that's all that the UFC was for
Yeah.
a little bit, was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and then ground and pound.
Yep. Yeah.
That's what it seemed like. Then there was Crow Cop and people like
Yeah.
that started coming in, you know, like these pride strikers.
Yeah.
So,
Ken Shamrock, pretty much when he brought that brawl in, was that shoot boxing and
Yeah.
then shoot fighting, and then
Yeah.
his ground and pound was nasty.
Well,
Mhm.
it's just crazy. That just
Dan
makes
Severn.
me, think of just levels, you know? So you have Ken Shamrock, and like I used to own a bunch of just UFC fights on CDs. And then there was one where he was fighting Rich Franklin. Remember, he was the middleweight champ
Yes.
before Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
People
Oh, yeah.
forget this guy even exists, right?
Yeah, he was a
but-
teacher.
He was a teacher. He was a school teacher, and he was the poster boy, like kind of like the diplomat of the UFC. They wanted to show people that they're not all animals, so they have like this nicely dressed
yeah.
guy who's just like
Oh, yeah.
bound with muscles. He's like, let me tell you the reasons why this is a professional system, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he fought Ken Shamrock, and then like he beat him right fairly easily, and then they're like, he's a complete fighter, and then in comes Anderson Silva, and that
Oh,
just
yeah.
might have been
Awesome.
the easiest fight of his
Oh,
career.
yeah.
I don't know,
And
man.
he's wearing the
Yeah.
pink shorts too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
Silva
got beat
ended
badly.
this man's career pretty much,
Dude,
right?
Anderson Silva's a ninja.
That's what he does.
He's a
and then
samurai ninja.
he undefeated for like so many years,
Yeah.
man. He's-
He was also one of mine. Him and GSP and
oh yeah.
Matt Hughes, you know.
Yes.
Anyone that was a wrestler, I was pretty biased because I'm a wrestler.
Right. Yeah. Same.
So
Same.
Couture, you know.
My favorite fight was Tyson Griffin and Frankie Edgar in 2007. And
Frankie's a beast.
well, when I saw that fight, they went at it because they were both wrestlers, and I think they even wrestled against each other in college, and
Wow.
and they were just like wrestle boxing, and I was like, I could do that.
That's the best. That's
Yeah.
the best when you get two wrestlers and they can't, or
That
they don't
fight
want
was
to take each other
amazing.
down. You know.
That's probably even today I still watch it, and I'm just like into it.
yeah.
I'm like, they were so active. It was not boring at all.
Oh man, want to talk about a non-boring fight? Have you guys seen Justin Gaethje's earlier fights, like against Luis Palomino and whatnot?
In the
That
PFL.
fight-
In the PFL.
I think it is PFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
love Gaethje. He's
Yeah.
him and Zombie are probably
Oh,
yeah.
they get after it.
They're
those are-
awesome.
Yeah.
the ruthlessness. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just like Robbie. You
Well,
know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like first
Stand and
round
bang. Yeah.
in that Palomino fight, Gaethje does a front flip and tries to kick him on the front flip, right? Like in the middle of the fight. Like that's
Yeah.
like the kind of like wacky nonsense like
Yeah.
he does. But I mean, that's why we love him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why he's the highlight. He's
yeah. Oh, definitely.
I love Gaethje and his kicks, man.
Yeah.
Dude, his leg kick is nasty.
So it's funny you guys would mention that like some of the fights that got you into it were like wrestling and whatnot. So it's like back at the time, like when I got in MMA, like I was a little nerd, all right? I just watched like anime all the time, and then like it
Oh, me
was
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was Diego Sanchez versus Clay Guida. And the reason I liked
That
that
one's
fight was because
awesome.
it looked like an anime fight to
Yeah.
me. Like
Yeah.
you ever seen like Luffy versus that leopard guy? What was his name again? Right? right? And the whole fight is just like you see a blur of hands, and then you see just like the guy's face is like welts start going on his face and blood.
Oh, he's
just
fighting
appears.
tonight too.
And Diego Sanchez?
Oh no, Clay Guida.
Guida.
Oh.
He's the co-main
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
dude.
Jared Cannonier.
They've been and Jared
Yeah.
Cannonier, Alaska in the house. Clay Guida. They've been showing nothing but Clay Guida highlights.
I love him, man.
Oh man, I saw his highlight reel, and I'm like, I'd never even seen half these fights. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's
Yeah.
really there's this
He's been
one,
around for a long time.
Yes, he has.
yeah,
The Carpenter.
the Carpenter. Yeah, I think they should have called him the Caveman, but I mean the
Right.
Carpenter works.
Well, he was sponsored by the Union or something.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Union
Still
fighter.
going. He's still going hard. So
Yeah, dude.
you gotta appreciate that. You know?
Of course,
You gotta
man.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
That-
old.
That's a good point there, man. He's considered pretty old school, and he's still fighting today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty impressed. Frankie too, honestly, and Frankie's still getting wins over top guys. That's pretty crazy when you think about it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last
Frankie,
fight,
his head movement.
it
is where
was
it's
hard.
at.
It was hard to watch the last one
Yeah.
with Sanhagen, but Sanhagen's
Oh.
an assassin, so
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He is.
it's hard to see the legends fall like that. But at
Oh,
some
yeah.
point they
In every
they do.
sport, it's that way.
Yeah.
Every sport, they
Well-
should get out while they can.
well,
GSP's the only one, and Habib
well,
probably
Yeah.
right.
well, here's the real question though, so I feel like it's just a known reputation in MMA is that these fighters won't stop fighting, and every time someone retires in a few years, they're like, "Yeah, I'm coming back." Right? Like, is this just like an exclusive thing to MMA, or do other sports also have this problem where these fighters just won't
Baseball.
retire? Baseball.
Baseball's like the only sport where they can play till they're like 50, 60, unless you have the rare boxers like Bernard Hopkins or whoever. But it's not like the whole sport has like 50-year-old boxers in it.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing for all men and women, like hardworking.
Uh-huh.
Like even my dad, he's supposed to retire, but
Yeah.
he
Oh,
he
yeah.
just won't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He said he'll get bored.
Yeah.
So they maybe not
Yeah.
even just in
They
sports
die.
in general.
They die.
Yeah, I think that and I wouldn't know from experience, but like supposedly they say it's almost like an addiction, right? And these guys get addicted to it, and even though their body can no longer perform, they still have that thirst for it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's just what brings them back.
Yeah, they want to stay in shape, and
Mhm.
usually that's what drove them to stay in shape.
Makes them
and-
feel young again.
Yeah.
It
Makes
is a
them feel
high.
young.
It's a different high, man. Like,
And also, they've been doing it for their whole lives. If for so long, it's just
Oh yeah,
That's all they know.
that's all they know, and it's who they are. They've defined themselves in that skill set. And they just
Right.
want to do it.
yeah.
I think they should coach.
Oh yeah, that
Oh, yeah.
would be the natural progression of things,
Live
right?
vicariously through other
Yeah.
people.
raise up some awesome fighters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some fighters today who I know will make just like outstanding coaches, right? I mean, honestly, any of the commentary team, any of them would be great. Dominic Cruz,
Dude,
Paul
look-
Felder.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
DC's
yeah.
already doing it with these
DC's
wrestling
doing it.
kids.
Dominic Cruz is doing it also.
Oh, nice.
Dude, he put out the whole video series, and he's taking Roman Bravo Young, Penn State national champion, under his wing, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, and if you watch the footwork they're going over,
His footwork
Yeah.
is crazy.
and Isaac got a picture with RBY when he was down in Arizona or Wisconsin.
Oh, I saw that. I was wondering who that was.
Yeah, and it was funny because Isaac was getting ready to go wrestle, and he saw RBY walking by, and he was like, "What?" It was in Vegas. And Isaac was like, "What? That's RBY," and runs over there. He's like, "Can I get a picture with you?" And he's like, "Yeah." Yeah, that's Isaac's idol as far as wrestlers go.
Yeah.
He tries to emulate his style.
What is his style?
It's crazy.
Crazy? Is it like pressure?
Super fast footwork. He shoots from the outside, and he's scrambly.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
I like scramble.
Yeah,
Scrambling.
if you could pull up a highlight of RBY,
What's your pin number?
Oh, 0619. It's my birthday.
0619, guys.
Yeah.
So if you ever
Everybody
see
knows.
this computer with
It's
the
all year.
the old sinister S on there,
It's a
it's
dragon.
yours. It's a dragon.
MSI.
Okay. Yeah, that's who Roman Bravo Young. That's who he emulates. And but speaking of fighters turned coaches,
Yeah.
Mike Brown.
Oh,
Yeah, Mike
Oh.
Brown.
Holy
Yeah.
moly!
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Defeats
watched him-
Uriah Faber twice.
Yeah, I watched him beat him up. Everyone was high on Uriah when I was in high school.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
They're like, oh man, this guy's
Yeah,
he could fight and
the
he's a pretty
California
boy.
kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
awesome.
How can you not like him,
Legendary.
And then
butt
Mike
chin.
Brown just destroyed him.
Well,
man? It was a good fight, man.
well, like, yeah.
That spinning back thing and beep. Do you remember that? The last
I watched both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So Mike Brown is an awesome dude. He's
Mm-hmm.
super humble. He loves his team like with all his heart, man.
Yeah.
He's an amazing guy.
Well, what I think is really awesome is you have like some guys who could teach it but not do it, and other guys who can do it but can't teach it.
Oh, yeah.
But Mike Brown does both, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
That's a
think
rare combo.
Yeah.
Rare
Yeah.
combo.
Yeah.
Super
Teaching is
good.
hard. Teaching is hard.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's really
Well,
a
just
gift.
like how I see it.
Yeah. It's you just got to do it.
Yeah.
I think it takes practice. Yeah, and it makes you better. I know for me, my coach, he saw in me that I was like natural at coaching, and he put me in the mix right away and had me like helping white belts and helping the kids' classes and then helping certain things, and then it was like he was giving me my own class to coach. And it was just
Okay.
like he kept bringing me up and up. And I think it's a gift, teaching, and it's it definitely is a gift. And then to be able to, you gotta have the strategy mind for it and the intellect for it. Like a fight IQ for it, and then you also have to be like people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you have to be patient with the people, and you have to love them. And you have to be nurturing also, and you have to be disciplined, you have to be stern, and then you have to back
man.
off. It's like so much dynamics to coaching. It's like playing an instrument, right? Or writing a song. Each lesson, and you have,
yeah.
dude, there's so much that goes on
So with that being
in
said,
coaching.
yeah. So with that being said, like the year's not over yet, but who do you think wins Coach of the Year this year so far?
Dwayne Ludwig.
Yeah,
Oh, you're going with Trevor Whitman.
I'm going with Trevor Whitman.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's probably going to get it.
Yeah, Whitman.
Yeah.
Whitman's.
yeah, but definitely a lot of
Mike Brown.
Mike
he's
Brown's
up there
always
too.
there.
He's
Like,
like, those
he's
three
with
are
Dustin,
all
right?
up for contenders.
like every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
He's with the American
Yeah.
tag team, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's with-
Amanda
yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
Dustin's coach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Masvidal too.
Yeah.
Masvidal. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and the judo girl, she's really good. She,
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Kayla
Harrison.
Harrison.
Yes, I was just watching the
Yeah.
PFL the other day.
Yeah, she's
yeah.
very good.
Mhm.
She's very good, solid. Yeah, yeah. And then Marcus Buchecha's there now, the world champion black belt heavyweight. So he's training with
wow.
American Top Team. So
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
I think we might see
I think-
him and Gordon Ryan meet in an MMA match.
Well, PFL is really starting to sound more interesting now.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know if he's going to be in PFL
Yeah.
or I think he's going to be one championship.
Oh, Ryan, you mean?
No.
Oh, Buchecha.
Gordon Ryan is already on one championship.
Uh-huh.
Maybe look
Okay.
that up.
One is
Marcus
pretty awesome.
Buchecha Almeida.
Yeah, I've heard that name.
Yeah, he's awesome. Well, Gordon Ryan beat him in a jiu-jitsu match. It was like he got a sweep on him, and then they came back up. It was like 2-0. That was the whole
Well,
match. Super
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
like I remember distinctly, like a few years ago, when it was like Buchecha was just like seen as invincible, and then he fought Roger
Gracie.
Hodger Gracie.
Roger Gracie is the
Yeah.
best jiu-jitsu artist to ever live. Ever.
Hodger?
Hodger.
Is this like undisputed, pretty much? Like,
Undisputed.
all right. It's like-
If anybody says that he's not, they're stupid. I'll just say that right now. They're stupid. If you say Hodger is not the GOAT, you're
So-
stupid.
he talks about this the way I talk about like comic books and like Superman and stuff. You just turn into me, pretty much.
Dude, Hodger Gracie, hands down. He's the only person to beat him is
Jacare, right?
Jacare. You know how Jacare won?
Oh, yeah, you told me.
Jacare was up on points. It was like 2 points or something. Hodger gets him in an armbar. Jacare lets Hodger Gracie break his arm and pulls his arm out, stuffs it in his belt, and he stalls the rest of the match and wins 2-0. Right after that, they changed the rules. If you get an arm broke, you lose.
Oh wow. So you
Yeah,
would say
that's
he
how-
is
that's
the
how-
Batman of BJJ.
Jacare or
Hodger,
with the broken arm. No, Hodger broke Jacare's arm. Hodger got up and he was like, "I'll be able to drink with my right hand." He'll be like, I can give high fives. Yeah. He might have added to Jacare's heavy hands. Like tension got built up here, and now Jacare could throw those heavy hands. Remember that? What was that in Strike Force? Who was he in? Or was it?
I think it was in Strike Force.
And he got a knockout, and everybody was like, "What? Jacare can knock people out. He's not just a jiu-jitsu specialist."
No, and it's just like a weird trend you see sometimes in MMAs where they're really good in this area, but they rarely use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like definitely Romero falls there, and I think Jacare to an extent. You know what I mean? Like later in his career, you don't really see him subbing people.
Yeah, Jacare and Romero, same level. Jacare just opened a gym in South Florida. Yeah.
Florida's
they're
got
gonna be packed.
some talent. Florida's got some talent.
Oh
man.
yeah, they're gonna be packed. It's gonna be good. That's a good retirement, man. If he is retiring.
Yeah,
well, he just had a fight last year, or this year, excuse me.
Yeah.
Against Kevin Holland.
Oh,
Kevin Holland executed him.
Execute.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Talking trash the whole time. Not trash, talking goodness.
You was just talking.
He's just talking. Kevin Holland's the best. And yeah.
Seems like a cool guy.
We got to hang out with him in the hallway while we were getting our UFC gear.
Oh yeah.
And he literally talked our ears off for about an hour.
So he's pretty nice guy.
Very nice.
Oh,
very
cool.
smart.
I think
super intelligent.
Just send this guy to Dagestan for 6 months and then just let him have another fight. All right.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
That's all he needs is wrestling.
That's
all he needs is wrestling, and he's
Dude,
good
that
to go.
is all he
Takedown
needs.
defense, man. Even in the Brunson fight, I'm like, I saw points where I'm like, he could probably finish Brunson on the feet, man. If he had like any kind of takedown defense, he would have been done, man.
He rocked him like 3 times.
Seriously.
And talking the whole time.
Yeah.
Come on, get back up. Come on. He's like Smokey in Friday. That's what he reminds me. He's just like he's just yammering. I love that word yammering.
Yammering.
It's like it makes me think of yams, but talking yams.
Well,
it's like some weird alternative band.
That's
the Talking Yams.
That's a great segue into our next topic, Eli.
Talking Yams.
well, I was gonna say that does sound like an awesome band, right?
The Talking Yams.
Right. But no, next
That's
topic.
what this podcast should be called.
The
Y'all are a
Talking.
bunch of yams just talking.
That's I like that
Just
name
yamming.
actually.
Yeah.
The yammering yams.
Is the yam a sweet potato or is it a yam?
It's a sweet.
I thought it
Potato?
was a sweet potato.
Look
like-
at you
like-
guys.
It was like
It's
a subclass of a sweet potato, right?
subclass. It's a yam.
I mean, like,
Well, if you ask a yam what it is, you know what he's going to say. I am what I am. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know where I was going.
I was about to do it, but I didn't want to ruin your moment.
well,
All right.
segue. Let's talk about some movies, all right?
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I love watching movies. I love talking about it. I love making fun of them. But let's start off with some of your favorite movies off the top of your head. What you got?
Shoot.
Should we categorize them?
I
Yeah.
got like top 50.
He's got a million favorites.
All right.
I love the-
category.
you know what?
He'll pick from there.
Pulls out
let's-
a book.
Into the Wild is probably one of my one of my favorite movies.
Into the Wild.
And then Terminator 2.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
So, how about pure action?
Dun, dun,
What do you got
dun,
for
dun,
just
dun.
straight up action?
T2 is pretty good.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely there.
Do you know this
Straight
boy?
action. I love Gladiator.
Oh, yes.
Gladiator.
One of my favorite movies ever. I love it.
Before a
Soundtrack's
fight-
phenomenal. What?
He got me the other day with the Gladiator. Right when I was taking a drink. You asked Isaac.
Well, yeah, because Isaac's never seen Gladiator. I've been trying
What?
to coax him into watching it, right? But then it's like, have you seen Gladiator? And he's like, no. And then while he's drinking, I'm like, do you want to be entertained? I think that's what I said.
Yes.
Yeah, and it almost came out my nose. He's like, "Do you want to be entertained?" And Isaac didn't get it because he doesn't see the movie. He's like, "Yeah, I like entertainment."
I love that movie.
But
Entertainment Tonight.
yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, phenomenal movie. So I just told Jason the other day what a tier list is, right? And you guys know what tier lists are?
No, refresh my memory.
Jeez, I'm a greasy nerd. All right, confirmed.
Why'd you add greasy to it?
You're not just a regular nerd.
No, like there's like a clean cut nerd and there's like a greasy nerd. You know what I mean?
No.
Mm-mm.
Explain the
Like-
difference.
Is it like you haven't showered,
like
or
like
you're a fry cook?
it's like a combination of like a greaser and a
Right.
nerd.
Okay.
Greasy nerd.
greaser and a nerd.
Huh. What's a greaser?
I could see it.
Oh,
Whoa.
like jogs
the
and
Outsiders.
greasers. Like
Oh.
was South Side Story? Is that it?
West
Outsiders.
Side Story.
West
West Side Story.
But it's from The Outsiders
The Outsiders.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
I
greasers
gotcha.
And the socias.
and the socials.
Yeah.
There you go.
Socialites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
socias.
What is it with the Greeks? It's the ones Epicureans and the never mind, who cares?
Plebeians. Yep. All right.
Well,
Anyway.
it's the ones that don't care for life that much, like que sera type, whatever it'll be. And then there's the other ones that are like, life has meaning, work hard.
Philosophers and nihilists.
No,
I feel like that's what it's
It's in
evolved
the-
into.
it's
you know?
yeah, definitely evolved. It's always like the people that put meaning to life and the other ones that say that life has no meaning.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so back to tier lists, right? It was actually invented because Super Smash Bros, right? People want to know who was the better player. I mean, not player, who was the better characters, right? To pick from, who has the best win rate. So then they made like a grading scale, like F, D, C, B, A, and S. S is the only thing that's above A. It's just like almost God tier, pretty much. That's what
Okay.
S stands for. So then it's just, then they put all the characters in all their categories, and people would look at the list, and they would either argue about it, or they would listen to the list and get a pretty good wins. You know what I mean?
So like the death battle on YouTube.
Not exactly, because it's like it's not matching up just two guys. It's matching
It's
up
like
the
a-
whole roster.
It's like a billboard,
yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
like a billboard top 10.
Yeah, so it's
and
pretty
they
much.
grade them, and they grade the
Yeah.
movies.
Well,
But instead of just A to F, A, B, C, D,
Well-
E, F, or A, B, D,
well,
you know what I'm talking about,
yeah.
A, B, C, D, F,
so it's
they added an S.
It's pretty much. So
Hmm.
it's even like imagine like the UFC's like pound for pound top 15.
Okay.
Those guys are all S class, right? And then you have
Sounds like Saitanama.
Saitama.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man.
I
Yeah,
watched.
that's also
one of the
tier
kids
list.
got me into. One of the kids from the Bible camp got me into that. I was like, oh,
was it Isaac?
it was Axel.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Axel
was
started
watching
watching
it.
it, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is actually pretty funny. But they're talking about S class.
Well, that's pretty much the same concept of a tier list. And then if you look up tier lists, right, just look up tier lists and tell me the titles, because they make a tier list for anything nowadays. It's not just fighting games. There's like a fruit tier list. There's like a microwave tier list.
Oh,
What's
wow.
the ultimate microwave, right? Tier list for
Wow.
everything.
Samsung.
The power of the internet, man.
Yeah, for sure. So then, speaking of tier lists, we got to put some movies in tier lists. All right?
Okay. Let's do it. So you went with action. Your action one was Gladiator.
Gladiator, yes.
You match right up with that? Gladiator?
Oh,
what
yeah.
do you think that is?
Well, to me, a Gladiator's S tier. Like, hands down S tier. Pretty easy.
Okay.
It's 100%, right? It does everything right.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
love it so much.
Yeah.
Right.
These days, movies just come right into action.
Well, that
Yeah.
was Free Guy. We just went and saw Free Guy, and we honestly just did it because I wanted to get some popcorn. After the weight cut,
Yeah.
I had a fantasy list of food, and
Was in it.
popcorn was on.
Popcorn has no calories except for what you put on it.
Well, the butter.
Yeah.
I don't know,
You
it's
just
just
wanted popcorn butter.
Pretty much, pretty much.
Some pigeon
That's what makes it
turtle.
Some
bad
pigeon
for you.
turtle.
But it's all. I don't know. There's just a
Squirtle.
lot of witty banter. There's
Well,
the
it-
scripts aren't as great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also, it was a Ryan Reynolds movie, and that's all you're gonna get. You're gonna get Deadpool in just a different face.
Yeah, he's
Or-
like
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's always Jennifer Aniston in everything she does. She was Rachel.
Uh huh.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's
okay.
always Rachel.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
cast.
Which is not bad. I mean, it's like she's pretty and she's likable,
Mm-hmm.
and she's in the rom-com.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's her. That's her
That's my
realm.
thing.
That's her
Oh.
realm. Yeah. You don't have a
Let's go off
favorite
the chair.
rom-com?
Well,
Do I?
ooh.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I know I do.
I mean, 51st Dates is pretty.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't. Not off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite rom-com, Jason?
I like You Got Mail, which y'all probably haven't seen.
I think I
actually
saw the
haven't seen that
title.
one.
Sleepless in Seattle's good too. Anything with
So like the classic
Meg Ryan.
rom-coms.
Oh.
Is that? See, I don't consider it classic
Well-
because there were DVDs.
Well, yeah. So,
Well, I
contra-
consider them classic.
Okay, so like, what are like S tier rom-coms, Maddie? We need to know.
S tier rom-coms. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Oh, that's Celeste. Yeah.
That's one of my faves.
Dude, she loves that one.
That,
Yeah.
I can watch it all
Yeah.
day, every
Heath
day. Never
Ledger?
get sick of it.
Is it Heath Ledger?
Matthew McConaughey,
Is that who it
Kate
is?
Hudson.
Close.
Never mind.
You're really
Close.
close.
That's the
though.
wrong one. What's the one with Heath Ledger and the girl? And he's like a exchange student.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm terrible with. Let me look it up.
That's my wife's favorite
keep
rom
talking
com.
about-
Is it a
keep
Knight's
talking.
Tale?
Yeah. Yeah. My favorite rom com, Hannibal Lecter. No, I'm joking.
That's a good. She hasn't seen that. She hasn't seen
Oh.
Silence of the Lambs.
That's a classic.
It puts the lotion on itself. So, like those kind of like psychological ones,
Oh.
scary movies, they don't scare me.
10 Things I Hate About You.
10 Things I Hate. I knew there was a number 10,
10.
and
It
it
was
was
a 10.
romantic
You were
comedy.
close.
Yeah.
And he's also in Brokeback Mountain.
Of
Oh,
course.
Yeah.
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 He was in
Yeah.
Knight's Tale. That's one of my
Yeah,
favorite
yeah,
movies.
Knight's
yeah.
Tale.
This tale's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, they're in the system. They got to do one gay movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to honor their master.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I-
contrary to popular belief, I don't think I've actually watched almost any rom-coms thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Holy moly.
It's gotta
'Cause,
be
like, I
gotta be
think-
one.
I think one of the only ones I've watched was 13 Going on 30 with like, is that a rom-com or am I
I
mistaken?
Yeah,
mean,
that's
it
a
is,
rom-com.
Dude,
yeah.
it's a
Okay.
big time rom
All
It
right.
is.
Rom-com.
It's a good
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that one and like Princess Diaries or Princess Bride or something like that.
Never heard of it.
Oh,
There's both.
Joking.
There's
I've heard of it.
oh,
I've
there's
heard
two
of
of
it.
them.
Yeah.
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 All right, and like The Devil Wears Prada, and that's it.
Oh, you watched that?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
I lived in a
Is this-
household full of women, so
Yeah, I did
that's
too.
what I watched.
Oh, I know what my favorite rom-com is. Once you said that, it came to me, and it's Pretty Woman.
Pretty well.
Oh,
Pretty
there you
Woman was
go.
my most favoriteest one. Me and my grandma would watch it all the time, almost every week.
Oh, that's really sweet. I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Eli doesn't know how to respond.
No, does Dumb and Dumber count as a rom-com?
No,
No.
maybe between two dudes, like that's a bro rom-com, a brom-com,
Bromcom, yeah.
a brom-com.
that
As far
works.
as comedy, that might be my favorite. I know it's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the one with Paul Rudd, and he's like a real estate agent. And this other dude, he meets this dude. That guy's got like a man cave. I forgot what it was.
They came together. This is
Probably.
40.
I don't know.
Paul Rudd's in a lot of stuff.
He is the
Yeah,
most
he's pretty
stuff.
active.
Maybe Clueless.
How do you know? I love you, man.
That's what it was. I love you, man.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah. It was I love you, man. Have you seen that one?
No, was it another gay one?
No, no. No backs were broken that day. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It's a funny movie. So Sci-Fi. What about Sci-Fi?
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
I have to
Alien.
think about that.
Yeah.
Alien.
Aliens.
Alien's a scary sci-fi.
Yeah.
Alien's a scary sci-fi. Did you hear the way I said that like a little kid?
I thought Ender's Game was actually pretty cool. You know what I mean? So it
Yeah,
was like it's
I
just about
didn't-
training this kid to be an absolute killer, and then at the end it was like he was deceived.
Yeah,
I
it's a good
caught
book.
some of that. I caught some. I think I watched half of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it actually pretty good?
It's pretty good.
Just
but
interesting.
It's
or-
more of a. I feel like it's more of a thinking sci-fi than an action sci-fi, but I think it's pretty good. And I like Asa Butterfield, if that's his name is.
I don't know. I never saw the movie.
Well-
I read the book.
Okay, kid's a great actor though. I love watching him. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good book. Yeah, it's in the future.
better book than it was the movie. Do you think?
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, right.
I'd figured
said
so because was it? Did you watch Ender's Game?
Mm-mm.
No. Did you read the book?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll just
We're at a standstill.
We're at a standstill. All right. So, yeah, Ender's Game. It was a cool book. Plays video games. You know, he's a genius.
So what do you
He's a
think?
strategic genius.
What do you think about Ready Player One?
I loved it,
I didn't see it.
dude. We're
Oh.
almost in Ready Player One right now.
You think so?
Oh, are you kidding
How
me?
so?
With the VR goggles and everybody addicted to media.
Yeah. So if
And-
Ready Player One is like, I never read the book, but in the movie they can't decide how the technology works because sometimes you see them have VR headsets, sometimes they're on a computer, sometimes they have to do motion, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes
At
they're
all?
in it. Yeah.
Right. So then the movie doesn't know what it's doing. But as far as like us living in that kind of world, that would
Yeah.
honestly be really cool because that whole concept is everything's coming together. Literally, all the media
Oh yeah.
it's literally a virtual world.
Yeah.
And the fact is that you could just be whatever fictional character you want to be is pretty cool. There was like that lady was walking around as Goro, and I'm like, that's us. I want to be Goro.
How-
Oh,
Wait,
it's
have
totally,
you-
dude. It's
Yeah.
totally it, man. People are
Yeah.
role playing. They're separating from who they were created
So,
to be.
the concept I think is pretty cool.
Avatars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And sorry, I wanted to ask you and get your take on it just because like I wasn't crazy about it, but the concept is pretty epic. There's no denying that. It's just really cool. A lot of cool moments
Yeah.
also. Like the Gundam
Yeah.
thing was pretty cool. You know?
Yeah, a lot of
Oh yeah.
pop culture.
Oh, that's what the whole movie was. It was just references. The movie was just referencing everything, and it didn't really stand on the legs of its own movie. It was just borrowing from everyone
Yeah,
else.
that movie, I felt like watching it is like you're on a first date and you're just like quoting stuff you like. Oh, you like the 80s? Oh, I do too. You like Back to the Future? Oh, I do too also. Did you like King Kong? Oh, I do
Well,
too. It was like that back and
I
forth.
guess.
The Iron Giant? Oh, I love the Iron Giant.
Okay, yeah, but I don't think they actually loved the Iron Giant because at the end they used him as a weapon. Wasn't the whole point of the movie that he didn't want to be used as a weapon? He wanted his own free will, and they took his free will in the movie and
No, I'm
used him
saying-
as a weapon.
They loved the Iron Giant. They put it in the movie.
I don't think they love the Iron
And-
Giant. I think they love money, and they know we love the Iron Giant, so they just threw him in there, not
You
thinking
don't
about
understand
it.
what I'm saying.
All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I did see that clip on YouTube. Mecha Godzilla versus the Iron Giant.
I mean, on paper that sounds awesome.
Yes.
And then I
Well,
think,
it's a clickbait for
oh yeah,
people like me. I see it. I'm like, oh, I would like to
And-
see.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what it is. It's
You
a
know?
first date.
and like
Yeah.
the Gundam part
Yeah.
was really
it's
sick.
superficial. It's yeah.
I think the reason they had the Gundam in there, as cool as it was, is because they didn't have the rights to Voltron. Because that should have been Voltron.
That should have been Voltron because they
Yeah.
were doing
Oh,
all.
they had Gundam.
Yeah,
They did.
I haven't
It
seen Gundam in a long time.
Gundam's awesome.
yeah. Gundam. I brought up Gundam the last podcast with the with Fast and Furious.
Oh,
like, yeah, like using
you're
their
right.
cars as like. Did you
Yeah.
see F9?
There's 9 of them.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. The way they're
I knew
using
there
their
was a
cars,
lot.
they're like the cars are like characters now,
Yeah.
Oh,
And
so they're like Transformers now.
pretty
Well-
much. But like they're not Transformers.
well, they use them like they're Transformers because it's like they need to turn a light switch on. They'll drive their car and they'll drive it up the wall and like they flick their car.
Yeah,
hit the light
that's what
switch,
I'm saying. Like
right?
everything is like that.
Yeah.
They're like the wheel catches onto a cable and he swings in the air and flies over a a
Right.
falling bridge.
And like every time he does any of these crazy things, ladies in the car, it's like dumb, dumb, and then perfectly fine, not a scratch. Yeah.
yeah,
I think the last one I saw was 4.
Oh.
When they did use like semis to take down a helicopter or something. So I see what you're saying. Like they're using
well,
like how can we use
Well-
a
yeah,
car
they're using it as machinery like a Gundam.
you
but
should-
not
what
driving
I
it?
was saying.
you
Yeah,
know?
you should definitely watch the whole series. It's just one of the things you need to watch at least once, because it's cool.
Okay.
But we should put that in tier list. But like, wait, no, what movies, what series have you actually seen? Like, you've seen all the Star Wars, all the Mission Impossibles, all the Lord of the Rings.
My life has been a little flaky on shows. Like I'll
Yeah.
start something
Okay.
and then I'll get wrapped up into sports or something like that. But I watched all the Dragon Ball Z.
Oh,
I watched all the Stranger Things.
I didn't get past Cell Saga.
Oh, that's one of the
Well,
best.
What? Like you finished Cell Saga?
I finished Cell.
Okay, that's all that matters.
Okay, yeah. You finished.
That's the best saga in my opinion.
Okay, I got up all the way to the Boo Saga, which is probably one of the last villains, right?
That's the last Dragon Ball Z. After that starts Super, but yeah.
Well, it's GT,
Oh, GT.
and I
That's
didn't really
right.
get into that one. I didn't get into that one.
I didn't either. it was too much for me.
No.
Me neither.
Super's kind of cool though.
I think right when they start changing voices on characters, I'm out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like the honeybee on the Cheerios commercial.
Well, there's a
Did you notice
Threw a
that?
chair through the television.
yeah. There's a video that shows all of Vegeta's different voices between like voice actors and versions of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And like there's the one we know, and he's like, "I'm Vegeta, Prince of all Saiyans," and there's another one where he's like, "I'm Vegeta, Prince of all Saiyans," and it's just like,
Yeah.
what did you do to him?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, he sounds like an evil mayor in a Chinese movie. Yeah, right?
They just pick some guy off the street. They're like, you're gonna be Vegeta.
Yeah,
Yeah, the first one's the only Vegeta I recognize. Just putting
of
that out
course,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Back
For
to
sure.
movie series. You've seen
Oh,
Split,
Split, yeah.
series.
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable, Split, and
Split.
Oh,
and
yeah,
yeah.
Glass.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Okay.
that's a movie
That's a
series.
great series.
That's a
Tier-
great series.
Tier list: M. Night Shyamalan movies, all of them. All right.
All of them.
All of them.
Or as much as we can remember. All right.
I haven't seen The Lady of the Lake.
well,
Is that what it?
Well,
one- that
let's
one?
start from
I
the
remember that
bottom.
one.
What's F? What do we know is just absolutely bad? We'll work our way up from
From
there.
M. Night?
M. Night. So the Last
The
Airbender
Village.
is right there.
That's all you wanted to say. That was it. You hear? He's like, I just want to throw it out there, guys. Last Airbender was an F, and it was.
Okay.
Wait, M. Night Shyamalan did?
Yeah.
That's I think why the movie bombed, just because he's not a family movie guy. He does suspense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does twists.
He does twists. He doesn't do like
There was no twist to
genre.
Last Airbender. We
Um,
know the story. What's the twist?
there's no twist.
There's no twist.
And
Did
he
you put one
took
in there?
like the wonder out of the movie. You know what I mean? So it's like the
Oh.
firebenders. You know, it comes out of their hands and stuff.
Yeah.
They need a fire source, right? So if I had a bucket of water, I could like wreck a firebender, right? It's like that's not right. You
Yeah.
know? And then
Okay, so on here it has them ranked number 1, The Sixth Sense. Number 2,
Great.
Unbreakable.
oh yeah.
Number 3, Signs. Number 4, Split. Number 5, The Village.
4.
Number 6, I know, right? Number 6, Wide Awake. Number 7, The Visit.
Didn't see that one.
8, Old.
No.
Oh, that's the new one.
That's the new one that just came out recently.
That's weird because
where they're
it's
stuck on an
called
island
old,
and they
but
keep
it's
getting
the
older.
newest.
Oh, that's right. I saw the
Shyamalan.
commercial for
It
it.
just
Did
came
you
out.
watch? Did you
I
watch
haven't
it?
seen it yet.
No, we wanted to, but
It's not in theater
not-
anymore.
Should
Yeah.
we watch it and then?
Oh yeah. Give it a review about
And
it.
then
Give
give
it
it
a
a
review?
review.
Yeah.
We'll
no,
do
I was
that.
curious because it is. I'm not sure.
And then
Oh yeah.
Glass,
curious.
and then Praying with Anger. 11, The Last Airbender. 12, The Lady in the Water.
That's not 12.
The
And
lady in
then-
the water. They put.
Lady in the Water is 12. 13 is After Earth, and last but not least,
Oh.
The Happening.
Oh yeah,
After
After
Earth.
Earth.
Dude, was Will Smith?
Will Smith and Jaden Smith were in that.
I like that movie.
I liked it too.
That's crazy.
They just said that he was kind of. That was one of his last roles. He just seemed really whiny when he was acting. I don't know,
You mean
like
Jaden?
Oh, Jaden.
Jaden. Yeah, they
Yeah.
He's
you
a
know.
kid.
Well,
I know.
I mean,
That's
he was
just what the
technically
critics were
like
saying.
a teenager. He was a kid in the Karate Kid remake, which
He
I
was so
actually
good
liked
in-
that
He
one.
was so good in that one.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
liked him in that one.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan.
Jackie
That
Chan,
movie
man.
catches a
Jackie
lot of
Chan.
heat,
I didn't even know
man.
Jaden Smith was in it.
Yeah.
That movie
Oh,
catches a lot of heat, man.
Oh, I just like the part when he's in the plane and the mom's like, "Hey, practice your Chinese," and he goes, "Oh, go do do do." He does like Chinese, and the guy's like, "Dude, I'm from Detroit."
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
That's a good
That's
movie.
a good movie, man. No, I liked After Earth. The whole concept that they're returning back to Earth,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and Earth is like,
All right, what's the tier? That's all I want to know.
oh, is
S.
out of the movies, I'd say like number 4 or whatever is that. Was that? I give it a B.
B's good.
A B.
All right.
I give it a B. I give it a high B.
Nice.
I think a little. If they would add a little bit more to it, the soundtrack. But I liked everything about it, man. Honestly, I love survival movies, and I love that it was a dad and son storyline, and the kid overcoming something. It was cool, man, and all the different animals, and it was really entertaining to me.
The killer baboons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Baboons
And-
are terrifying.
Oh yeah, dude.
the temperature changes on the Earth. The core of the Earth heats some certain part. It was awesome, man.
All right,
I was all into the
So,
science
B
of it.
plus also, or
Just because I love Will Smith so much, and I didn't want to trash him, not Shyamalan too much. Yeah.
I mean,
I would say
he deserves it. Trash.
you know, it is. He is very hit and miss. You know, like The Village.
He
I
is.
felt like The Village could have been really good until the end. You know,
Right.
when they revealed.
Right. It was like they did the twist, and then it was like it fell off a cliff.
It was more like he was trying to get the twist more than anything. You know, like he
Yeah,
wanted that twist really bad. Like
He wanted
Yeah.
that twist bad.
yeah, he wanted that
Yeah.
twist
He
really
forces-
bad.
You don't force the
Yeah.
twist.
I think
Do
after
not force the twist.
Yeah, after a point, I think his career was defined by the twist, and he just tried to fish for it, and you just gotta let it come, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It ended up
If
being a
it's
mixed
not
Well,
twist.
there-
Sixth Sense and Signs. You know, like
Oh, dude, The Sixth Sense is S tier. I'm just gonna jump up
Oh,
and say that right there.
absolutely.
oh yes.
And Signs is,
Alright.
to me is like A.
So
Signs is-
Sixth Sense, I'm not gonna lie. When I when I was in the movies, right out the gate, I said, "I bet you that dude's dead."
No.
I'm not even lying. And, yeah, I've done that with a couple of movies, and that was one of them. Not even lying. What was another one? I didn't do it with the others, but the others had that same feel.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Feel like
Oh, I
Sunstone?
thought you meant Us, the one where they're like, they see themselves, but they're evil or something like that.
Ooh,
was
I
that
haven't
M.
Do
Night
you remember that
Shyamalan?
one? I don't know if that's. I don't think that's
not
him.
M Night, but that's Twisted. That's
That one,
Twisted.
was, that one was messed up, but he's really good at predicting movies right off the bat. That's why he doesn't like rom-coms, because they're like too predictable.
Oh,
Wow.
they stick to a
I like-
schematic. Yeah,
it's
to
a very
mysteries.
schematic
Yeah.
thing, but he likes the ones where you have to think about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I like to sit there and enjoy
Yeah,
it. I
like-
don't have to think about
Like
it much.
Christopher Nolan films almost,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out Tenet. I gotta
Oh.
watch it a couple more times. I
I've-
think.
Yeah, I have a theory, but I'm not confident in it. you
I
know?
fell asleep. We were watching it.
He did. I just
Fell
just like
asleep.
Maddie.
I was like, you did too.
I fall
He-
asleep
she
during
falls
everything.
asleep.
Yeah,
all the time.
it was something in there's a tone to the movie, like when like the fan to the bathroom's on and you're laying in bed, it just lulls you to sleep. There's some noise or a hum or something in that movie that's like, Jason, go to sleep, and I did
I
because
just
that movie didn't do it for me.
I wanted him to watch till the very end, where I'm not gonna spoil what happens, but like it brought like a little tear to my eye when I first watched it, and I'm like, "Look at this, Jason." He's just like,
Yeah.
just out.
Yeah,
And I'm
Yeah.
like, "All right, guess I'll cry alone again."
yeah. I slept on his emotions.
I
Well,
You're gonna cry
But-
alone again in the rain, so nobody sees your tears.
actually, the shower.
Okay.
I would say was it not Glass but Split? I would say Split is S tier.
Oh,
Oh.
Split was really good.
Going back-
like
yeah.
to me, it's
Love
A
Split.
plus because spoiler. I will spoil this one. That have you seen it though?
Didn't we watch it together in my house?
We did. All right. So Split, yeah. At the end, like the twist is what makes it not an S for me because at the end he's like, "Oh, you're broken like me. Like you cut yourself and stuff." And it's like, I bet you those girls who like you just murdered also hurt themselves. I bet you they're bulimic or they also cut themselves or they have their own problems. And it's just like
I hear
it's
what
just
you're
a
saying.
weird, shallow way
All
of
women
thinking.
are
Yeah.
suffering inside.
That's not where I'm getting at, but like the whole point is like he's just like he deems her worthy to live because she suffered and he doesn't see anyone else's suffering. And it's just I think that whole twist is really stupid and I think he was trying to force the twist again. But the rest of the
Think
movie
so?
was fantastic. The acting of the the lead was phenomenal.
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy,
I
excellent
thought-
acting.
He could have won the Oscar if
Oh,
Leonardo didn't do Revenant.
Oh, well,
It was at the same time.
Dude,
They
the Revenant
owed-
was awesome.
They like
Yes.
owed Leonardo
They
an
did,
Oscar
they did.
for like so long.
For like 20 years.
They just had to pay up, you know. That was the only thing.
Yeah.
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 That's good.
But he did 26 different characters as one character. So,
And it was believable. He really seemed
Yeah.
like a different person.
Yeah,
so
they do that.
Oh man.
they didn't owe Leo. I think he should have. I think he should
Again,
have deserved the Oscar.
I mean, we go back to the method acting.
Yeah.
is he a method
He
actor?
did a lot
I don't
of
know, but
studying for that part.
Yeah.
I looked it up. I was like, how did he do this?
Yeah. I don't know if he's a method actor, but if he was, I think he'd go insane like
Oh.
right now.
Oh,
I mean,
for
Oh, yeah.
you
sure.
can't do that and be a method actor. You'll be off the walls. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they're taking on something that's not them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it renders and tears them apart.
Seriously, because you hear like what happens to those like the Joker actors or actors with these really intense roles, and then I have him who's doing that 26 times in one movie.
Yeah.
It's just that'd be too much if he was a method actor. So
Mhm.
yeah, no, for sure. But Split was good. Yeah, Split was good. I like it. Unbreakable for me is also an S. I thought that was that twist actually got me. And then I thought, how did I not see this before?
Well,
you know?
say, you claim to be a nerd, but that, like, we love comic books, right? That was if comic books were real,
Yeah.
so
that's what I liked about
that
it.
was pretty cool,
Yeah, I like
And then 20 years later, he drops that one on us. That was the twist, I guess.
Yeah.
Was he came up with this? Was it a trilogy? Pretty much, like 20 years later.
Yeah.
So
no, it was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice. If comic book heroes were real, what would they be like? And I mean, he was comparing them to, like, because we have the Greek gods, and are they real people? Hercules and all these different individuals, and how do they get these storylines attached to their feats of strength or athleticism or wisdom or knowledge, or maybe just somebody telling tall tales.
Well, I felt like Heroes was also trying to answer that question: what would heroes be like if they were alive today? You know what I mean? And I guess the powers may be a little bit more fantastical than they were in M. Night Shyamalan's movie, but I like how they made everyone like an actual person.
Like the
at least season one
series heroes?
Yeah. Like
my sister she got me into that, and
yeah.
They lost, the only part that lost me was when he traveled back in time and he said, save the cheerleader. What was that last episode?
Season one, that's how it, like, that's like pretty early on, like save the cheerleader, save the world.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
I think after I heard it after a million times, I was like, okay,
I get it.
I got it. But it was good. I liked it.
It was good. I thought season one was just like one of the best like TV series, period. Season two is, I think, when that writer's strike happened and all the writers left, and then I don't know who wrote it, but I feel bad for them. They're not a writer. It was really bad. So
they were a lawyer.
Oh, we were talking about that the other day. Like, when we're watching commercials, we're like, these are just weird, lame commercials. And it's just like, he's like, a lawyer's writing it. And it's like, that's a good point, because no one wants to get sued. No one wants to take a chance and make a joke, know?
Okay.
So that's why commercials suck.
We were talking about earlier about how the movies that are hard to understand the first time around. And so I looked some up.
Vanilla Sky is probably one of my favorites as well.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that
Tom
one.
Cruise.
Shutter Island, Inception, Fight Club.
Yeah,
you still haven't seen Fight Club yet. So.
I haven't.
Dude, me and my dad went to see Fight Club.
Really?
Yeah, and when we left the movie theater, we were both like, let's go get in a fight. And
I'm ready.
Yeah.
That's when you went to American Top Team.
No.
That's when you walked in.
So
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Like, were you expecting the movie to be like that beforehand or not really?
Were you able to predict Were you able to predict that one?
No, I wasn't.
I wasn't able to.
I wasn't either. I mean, it was an awesome movie.
Yeah.
It was put together, and they were giving you hints, along the way.
Yeah, the little.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I love Edward Norton too. He's
good.
He's great.
Primal Fear. Have you seen Primal Fear?
I don't think so.
With what's his name? Richard Gere.
I saw that on Tubi. I got to check that out.
Yeah, see, I think he's a method actor, Edward Norton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's reports backstage that he's hard to work with because
I heard
he's a
that
method
also.
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Primal Fear, he does the same thing as Fight Club. But he's pretending that he's crazy and that he has a split personality or schizophrenia or whatever it is. And it gets into some dark Catholic rape stuff.
What?
Yeah. And he throws a bunch of people. I think he murdered a priest or something.
What?
But yeah, I can't remember. But it was a good movie, and his
Is this
acting,
90s or?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, when did Fight Club come out? 98,
97, I think.
Yeah. American Top Team wasn't out yet.
No,
2001.
it's just American Team.
Yeah, I think
We're at
it's
that-
Carlson Gracie.
We're at the top yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In 1999.
Oh,
Fight
we're
Club.
both up.
Fight Club 99.
Yeah.
Matrix, is that on there?
Oh,
The Matrix.
oh
One
man.
of the
that's
hard
that's
ones
like
to
that's like the
understand.
S of S's.
That's I think at least Matrix 1 is the top of S tier.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So
It's perfection.
yeah, The Matrix and Terminator were written by a black woman, and she was plagiarized, and she just got her payout like
What?
a couple years
Like
ago. or
the
something.
Wachowskis plagiarized like this lady.
Yeah, if you want to look that up.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a big one. Terminator and
Both of them?
The Matrix. Yeah.
That's
Wow.
a huge surprise. Like I used to thought that the Wachowskis were geniuses, right? You know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nothing new under the sun, man. They took this lady's writings, which you can see the similarities of Terminator and The Matrix, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Machines.
Sophia
controlling-
Stewart.
Yeah. Machines controlling the future.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I liked about The Matrix was the choreography and the camera, and the
Oh,
spinning, the bullet time thing.
Oh yeah.
I
That
loved
was cool.
everything about
So-
that.
Okay.
movie.
I loved everything about it.
Everything.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
Keanu Reeves is
That was
awesome.
perfect casting.
That's the, yeah.
yeah,
He
and
did
like
so good in it.
yeah, and like back there was like a
Script.
weird '90s craze for like wanting people in like leather costumes, you know, like Underworld and stuff, and then
Oh,
like
yeah.
this added to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then it was
No.
just like, oh, they're wearing leather and they're doing like backflips and splits. Now I know that's not a thing, but like back then, I'm like, it looks so comfortable.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was cool. It was the
The
first
rubber
one.
suits.
They do
That
like
does
this
look
Little
very
kinky.
uncomfortable.
Too kinky.
They did
for
like
me.
the stop motion thing when
It's
she
just
like
sauna suits, you know?
Yeah,
There's-
sauna suits.
Yeah, they had to be hot.
Yeah, they have really small sauna suits.
Yeah.
okay.
They couldn't wait
Well,
for the movie.
They also had really cool camera work, right? It was like phenomenal when they do like the 360 cam. That just
Oh, yeah.
hasn't been done before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before that,
No,
movie.
it hadn't.
Yeah, and then everything was off the charts. You know, all the acting, the concept, the world building, the
Yeah, I was
camera
about
angles,
to say the concept was
music.
never done. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, a Clockwork Orange. I just bought that at the thrift
Oh my goodness.
at the thrift shop for $3. So,
Ugh.
like, that's the only one I know that's a little older, like the Twilight Zone type. Just
Clockwork-
make you think a little bit.
Yeah, Clockwork Orange is disgusting, man.
Yeah.
There's that couple of terrifying scenes.
well, when did the Truman Show come out? Because isn't it? It always made me think it's in the same vein of someone in a fake world, you know, and
Yeah.
people are trying to fool them.
Yeah, Jim Carrey. He's a good
I
actor.
love Jim Carrey, man.
Dude.
Like for some reason, it's like there's some people who just hate him, right? And it's just like I'm the opposite of
Well,
that.
he did the
I
Jim
love-
Carrey for so long, you know,
Well,
from Living Color. Those
I
characters
mean, like,
that was it.
like we know what we're getting and we like it, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. With
How can
Jim
you
Carrey.
hate Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
98 Truman Show came out.
1998.
yeah, similar concept.
Yeah.
He's a method actor.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh.
a psycho.
Yeah. I looked
I
up
just-
the list of like a million different method actors, and there's a lot of them.
Oh man,
Oh wow.
he said he can like summon or whatever Jesus Christ or something. Yeah, he gets into it, man. He went crazy with that Man on the Moon movie. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
And he was doing the life story of the dude from Taxi, the comedian, and he took on the character so much that he was freaking people out because they thought that the guy's spirit was inside of
Oh,
him.
Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman, and because Andy Kaufman was dead, and he was and he stayed in character for like ever, and it took him forever to break out of it.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's dangerous.
It's dangerous. And he said he's got a knack for doing that. And he says it's almost like he's bringing out the person's spirit.
Wow. That makes you
Steve?
wonder if the Jim Carrey that we would think of is actually Jim Carrey, or is it another spirit that he wasn't able to break out of, and now he's just stuck as that guy.
Yeah, that sounds like a Twilight Zone right there.
Yeah.
Those were Black Mirrors.
Yeah, I hope M. Night Shyamalan doesn't rip me off on that one.
He will. He will. They all do. They all do. They're
Yeah.
all money hungry, greedy humans,
Wow.
wickedly deceitful hearts.
Now there's only probably like 10 or 20 good movies that come out a year, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
I mean,
If you
is
really,
that a high number?
you have
If
to really
that.
dig to find solid movies nowadays, you know?
Well, I heard Dune's coming out. Like, I don't know much about Dune, but
You're right.
I heard it's a big
Oh,
world,
yeah.
like 40K or
Yeah. My coworker won't stop talking about it, you know? And yeah, supposedly it's a really, really big deal for like OG sci-fi nerds. you
It
know?
is.
Yeah.
It is. Who wrote Dune? because there's a book first.
There's like
Yeah.
And I think it's the guy that wrote Dianetics, the whole Christian Science.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he also Battlefield Earth or no, it was John Travolta.
yeah, it's just called Dune.
John Spates, Dennis Villeneuve, and Eric Roth
That was for the book or for the movie?
movie.
Is there? There's a book
That's the
too,
new
right?
movie.
Oh, there's a book too.
I think so.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
I think
books.
there is.
What I've been told from my brother is it's like Star Wars almost, you know, like it's got its own
Right.
world, you know.
Yeah.
I heard it's that big.
Yeah.
Frank Herbert.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a sci-fi guy. Frank Herbert. And what else did he write?
What else did he write?
Did he write Dianetics? I gotta know. Yeah. So Dune. This is a new thing now, though. We got Maddie here doing research.
Yeah.
We're like,
Yeah,
look
well,
at-
I was
so
like,
like,
I'm trying to
look
keep
it
up.
up.
well,
look at
now what I'm wondering is like, I'm sure there's gonna be someone watching this who wants to slap me for saying this, but like, what especially is cool about Dune that's like not in other movies? Because like from what I know, it takes place in a desert. It's sci-fi-ish, has to do with planets and overlords and invasions.
I never watched it because I never got to it. Another one I haven't watched that I probably should, that came out when I should have watched
Yeah,
it.
it's like a whole bunch of books.
Dude, yeah, this
Yeah.
guy's a writer,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
big time writer.
Wow.
That's the thing. The series is humongous, like
Oh man.
Harry
Did you
Potter,
type
but
in
more
Dianetics?
complicated.
D-Y.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like that level.
It's just like
Jeez.
I mean that's I think that's the
I just gotta know.
Yeah.
I just gotta
that's
know.
the draw maybe
I,
because it's
May-
such an expansive world.
maybe it is. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, if you make any world big enough, I'm sure someone's gonna like it.
Oh yeah,
If
it's like Marvel, you know.
Well, there was that Battlestar
DC.
Galactica. They rebooted it with the
Oh.
TV show. Did you all watch that?
When I was younger, it was on
Yeah.
on one of the 4 or 5 channels that we.
There was
You
the
know.
old one
Mhm.
from the 80s.
Yeah, I
With
just
the little robot.
I just remember seeing the commercials for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was then they did a new one and it was really good. I never watched it. My sister did. My sister is a huge sci-fi. She's a huge nerd. 100%. And she was all into that.
A clean nerd or a greasy nerd?
That's the question.
She's half Mexican. Little greasy.
Dirty nerd?
greasy, not greasy, greasy.
Greasy
Yeah.
nerd.
I don't
And-
want to
well-
talk about it.
Well, like,
I don't want to
like,
talk about
I make the
it.
difference because, like, at least growing up in school, like, I wasn't a clean nerd, right? Like, there's a distinct difference between the two of us. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
funny.
So then I was a different thing. So,
Okay.
greasy nerd.
So you
I
put
think she's
yourself.
a greasy. I don't know. She's a big time nerd. She collects stuff. She was valedictorian at school.
Wow.
She's super smart, but at the same time, she's super edgy. You know, like she's like
Oh.
on borderline, like into when she was younger, into all kinds of stuff, like new age stuff and witchcraft, and she was a big time nerd, man. I don't know. She
So-
could dance. She's not that nerdy that she can't dance. She could dance, and she was a swimmer. It's
Wow.
not like she wasn't
It's
athletic.
like a cool nerd.
She was like a cool nerd. She was
'Cause
she was an undercover nerd.
There's undercover. There
okay.
you go. Because there's
Nice.
some people who are like they're really cool, and then they have this like secret nerdy side that you don't know about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I'd say that's my sister.
Okay.
I feel like I know so much about like sci-fi and nerddom because of her.
Nerd.
Yeah, because like I was not like down that road. I was playing sports and getting in trouble, and rocks and sticks were my game.
Oh. So would you say like a greasy nerd would be someone like anime, you know, like
Yeah, I see it as like anime, video games, and not so much intellectual prowess, but just like they know pop culture stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
okay.
they maybe even dress a little bit grungy. You know what I mean? They're not like
That's
clean-cut.
Jordan. That's my sister's
Yeah.
daughter.
Jordan.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan's unique, man.
Dude, she's really cool. Like if you like
Yeah.
were to write out all the stuff that she does, dude, she makes like these sweet beats on her computer, right?
Yeah.
Avid manga reader, cultured. you
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
she and
Reads
she,
reads them the right way.
She plays she plays a bunch of instruments.
Uh-huh.
She's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw some anime stuff on the Instagram. I didn't know how deep it went. but
On what?
on Jordan.
On Jordan. Yeah.
Some
Yeah, it goes pretty deep, man. Yeah.
because there's those
She's
people
like a
that-
D&D.
Dungeon
D&D.
Master.
She's a dungeon master.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
she's a nerd, man, and she can carry a conversation, and she's also a bully too. So it's like 'cause she was bullied, but yeah. You know what's funny is like you guys know Lizzie Clay, like she's like moving up to probably the number one, female jiu-jitsu fighter, and I feel like Lizzie's still scared of Jordan because we went to a tournament. And Jordan comes over and starts bullying her and picking on her. And Lizzie goes, "I know heel hooks. Get away from me." And Jordan goes, "I don't care." Oh, man. That was funny.
Yeah, for sure. So back to tier lists. I just want to complete one tier list.
One tier list. I don't
All
even know. I thought
want.
we gave some grades, man. Jeez, teacher.
I mean, it is grades, but you need a category. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right, so then let's just bust one out. You've seen all the Mission Impossibles, right?
One. I've seen one.
Okay.
About Lord of the Rings.
Jurassic
Oh,
Park.
yes.
Oh, wait. Lord of the Rings?
Lord
Okay,
of the
let's-
Rings.
we're
That's
doing
the
Lord of
one.
the Rings.
That's
Lord
the
of the
one.
Rings. Let's start from the beginning. The first Hobbit movie. Where are we at with that
Time.
one?
Are we're doing Hobbit?
The whole
too?
thing?
Time out.
And
Yeah.
are we doing Hobbit movies? Or are we doing like
The book.
everything
Well-
from the books
No.
to the cartoons
So
into
we're-
the movies?
We're just covering.
How far are we going
we're
with this?
No,
just
that's a big
covering-
world. That's a big world.
We're just covering the 3 Hobbit movies, 3 Lord of the Rings movies, and then the Hobbit cartoon and Lord of the Rings cartoon, and that's it.
I actually that's the only one I read from The Hobbit.
Yeah.
And
There and Back Again, A Hobbit's Tale?
yes.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And even though it is before my time, like the way he wrote it just made it so much easy. Like it
Yeah.
was like a child could read it,
Yeah.
but picture it at the same time.
Yes.
An adult can picture it at the
Yeah.
same time.
Wow.
And that's what I could
It's such
see.
a fun book, man.
yeah, I could see everything that he was telling.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like so-
Great detail.
Oh yeah.
I hate when authors write too much detail and they're just showing off.
So
It's like, yeah, I get it. You know a lot of words.
I think he
wanna
did
punch
that
you.
for Lord of the Rings. Like after he did the easy to read book, he's like, now time to really test my skill. And then it's like when they're in the forest, he's
I
like, this
saw-
tree was exactly 12 meters high and looked like this and that. They made a left, and there was another tree. Right?
Yeah.
And they went up a hill, and then he's using these weird British words I never even heard of. Right, like down the gully. I'm like, what's a gully? Right? And he's like, left at the blah blah blah
Gully's
tree.
not a British word.
And it's like he was using British words though, right? Like I love it though. It was
Fern
good.
Gully?
It was
I
very
didn't attempt
descriptive.
that because it's about one of the books is about as thick as your coffee cup there.
Oh,
you know, when
geez.
I looked at it, I
What
was
was
like,
that, large print? Jeez.
Well,
yeah.
A
So-
gully is
it
a
was a big
ravine
book.
formed by the action of water.
boom. Good. Is it British though?
Oh.
It
It
I
sounds
don't know.
British.
All right. It's probably not.
does sound
but
British. It might be.
Well-
Yeah. A gully.
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 Watch out
So-
for that gully.
Yeah.
so have you seen the
Bloody
movies
gully.
though?
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
So the first Hobbit movie,
Yeah.
where is it at?
As far as tier,
Tier.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought there was that one scene where Gandalf came to Bilbo's, his home, and they sang for like 45 minutes.
Dude, I loved it.
You loved that?
Yeah, man. They're
Oh.
I was
He
like,
hates
that's.
musicals.
I mean, I don't hate them. I love Disney, Disney musicals, but I was like, wow, this scene is taking a very long time, and there's only 2.5 hours, which is
Well,
pretty.
That's what
Yeah.
happened in the book. Don't you remember?
Well,
Yeah, well,
the whole movie is a bit dragged. I will say
Yeah.
that much. It was longer than it probably should have been. The whole movie.
The search for more money.
Well, anyway, where do you put it?
I'll put that one as A.
Oh,
Maybe
really?
Below. I mean, the second and third one were the ones.
So it's
That
S.
was where the
A,
action
B,
picked up.
C,
D,
Yes.
D,
Yeah.
F.
F.
Yes.
I liked the first one. I liked
You
all
liked
of them.
I mean, I didn't say I didn't like them. I was just saying
Yeah.
that particular scene.
Well,
I was
Right,
like,
right.
Well, you
I
put
mean-
it as an A, so that means it's your second choice.
That means that's pretty good.
That's a pretty high ranking.
A is like, you go home, hey, Dad, I got an A. And he's like, wow. I'm proud of you, son.
Good job,
That-
son.
Yeah.
That's what it's at right now.
Did you watch the Star Wars at all? I'm sorry, I'm getting right off track.
No,
Sorry.
you're good.
All of them, yeah.
All of
Yeah.
them? Do
Yeah.
you want to switch
Yeah.
to Star Wars tier
Yeah,
list?
I want to
All right,
say
Well,
let's go
because
Star Wars.
yeah, I can do Star Wars
All right,
easily.
so just first 9 movies, right? Is that what we're covering?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go. No side stories.
All right. We'll get in Clone Wars later. All right.
Oh,
We'll get into
it's
that
been-
later.
It's been a while since I saw the original, so
okay.
All right. But yeah, so starting with the episode 1, which is Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace.
All right. I'm
Yeah.
just going to start off and say I got that one in a C tier just because the best part is when
Okay.
Darth Maul showed up, and he showed up for like 15 minutes. So.
All right, that's
Yeah.
good. I agree. Okay,
Yeah.
the beginning was cool
Mhm.
because they introduced some cool stuff when they were getting ready to meet with fish faces. They and they held their breath when the gas came into the room. I thought that was cool. It was like little stuff like that. I'm like a fan
Yeah.
of. They're like there's gas. Hold your breath, Anakin. And they're Jedi, so they'll hold their breath for like a day, right? You know, that must be some training they do.
Yeah. Midichlorians. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
the midichlorians like are like
Mhm.
produce oxygen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the same. Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, a lot of people were very upset. Like the true Star Wars, before
Yeah.
us,
Uh-huh.
they were a little upset.
Well, I agree with them to the fact that I don't like the creation of the midichlorians. You know what I mean? Because it takes the wonder away of what the Jedi actually do. If you're just like, oh, it's because of these things in the system, and then if you do that, then science can manipulate it in the fact that you could like take the DNA from a Jedi and then make like a super clone Jedi and do a bunch of wacky stuff, and then these writers have no responsibility and they'll just run with it
So
in the wrong kind of way.
midichlorians, it was like, is that something that they could find and like put under a microscope?
I think so, because like if you're living in a world with that much technology as a Star Wars world where you can make a Death Star, you could definitely take some blood, put a microscope to it, and just start CRISPR Cat9
Yeah. Oh,
with
yeah.
it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah.
They never really explained that. They never said. They just said it was midichlorians, and I think we can assume that it's like a microscopic thing, an element,
I
or
think-
Tier list,
or-
tier list, tier
or an
list.
atom.
Okay.
Get back.
Tier list. Oh, yeah, tier list.
Tier list, it's a C. I would even go
Yeah.
D.
I wouldn't argue D. I wouldn't argue it.
Yeah.
But
The Anakin's acting sucked. Baby Anakin?
yeah.
Christian,
He's a-
what's it? Christian?
Well,
No, it wasn't him. And him too.
Yeah, so that brings us
I
to
think that's
the-
what made everyone upset was his acting.
Well, so like I feel a little bit bad because he is just a little kid, and then it's like supposedly he was bullied and now he's like on drugs as an adult.
wow.
I don't know the whole story about that, but moving
Yeah.
on. It's
Oh, he got an F.
episode 2.
that one's higher for me.
Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like so. Then there's a whole battle of Geonosis, right? The introduction of Mace Windu as a character was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like the whole bringing in the clones was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then like they made Count Dooku look awesome. They made Count Dooku look like an actual threat, which was pretty cool. And he went toe to toe with Yoda. Yeah, I think for me, Clone, it's a B+ or an A.
I liked Clone Wars. Clone
Yeah.
Wars is like Empire for me.
Yeah.
In that you get to see Yoda do Jedi stuff,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
right? And then fight with his lightsaber, and then there was those cool animals they battle in the
Oh yeah, that arena.
that arena.
I thought that was pretty
Those
cool, too.
yeah, and then yeah, that was cool. I liked it.
Uh-huh.
I'd give it, in my opinion,
Mhm.
out of all of them, I give it an A.
Yeah. And like I'm also like ignoring and
I like
hating Christensen's acting. You know what I mean? Because it's like I don't think it was the best, and the writing wasn't necessarily the best. But if you could forgive that, it's a pretty good movie. You know?
It's like he was
Yeah.
he did good in that he was trying to act humble. You know, you could see that Anakin had a struggle with inside of him. You know, and he had anger issues. He had a lot of issues he was dealing with, and they didn't get him resolved because I guess they got him too late. You know, he was already a
Yeah.
9-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And Revenge of the Sith. So like I think that was an excellent movie, man. It was awesome. It was full of action. General Grievous was introduced. He's the guy I always play with when we play like Lego Star Wars.
Oh,
He's
got
awesome.
4. Yeah, he's got the
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, man. So no, I like that one a lot. I got that as like an A+ for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I like General Grievous, but I didn't like. I'd say it's a B for me.
Yeah.
It's under Clone Wars.
Well-
I like Clone Wars because they also introduced Django.
Yeah, Django was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
And like honestly, the action scenes for
and
me
Boba.
just bring it up a notch.
It's my favorite character is Boba.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Boba.
Yeah. Yeah, but like what's his name? Yoda was fighting Darth Sidious. That was really cool. And then Darth Sidious versus Mace Windu was awesome. And it was pretty good.
I think I would have to agree with Jason. I loved Clone Wars, and actually I chose Revenge of the Sith over Batman. I think it's not Begins, but one with Heath Ledger, Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's so it was between those two, and I chose Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
And
Okay,
I would have to rate Dark Knight Rises way above Revenge of the Sith.
Oh yeah, I definitely would too.
So I made a mistake there, but I got to watch both.
Yeah.
So.
yeah.
But
I like Dark Knight Rises. That was a great movie.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
So episodes 4 through 6 are a bit fuzzy for me, but what do you guys think about episode 4?
So is that New Hope?
I think so.
Yeah. Episode 4, loved it. You can see where Luke and Anakin, how they get the whininess. They try to match that up because Luke's like super whiny, right? And it's always complaining to his uncle. I wanted to go here, right? And his uncle's like, "Shut up, kid. Just get some droids, right?" All right, so yeah. So I liked it. I liked the introduction to it was how you're watching it, and now that you know it's like episode 4, when you watch them through 1, 2, 3, and then 4, you see like, oh, it's a revive of episode 3. Like they're bringing back Star Wars, and you can see like there was a lull in the system because of the Empire taking over. And I mean, once you watch all of them and then you know the whole story, it's like, oh yeah, now I understand episode 4 better. Yeah, and I liked all the introduction. I remember I went back. When did it come out? Did it come out in 77 or 80?
A New Hope.
Yeah. It was 80, 1980. I didn't see it in the theater. I was little. And but then I saw it again when I was in Bible college, and a bunch of us went and they added some new scenes and the explosions were different, and they added some animals. Remember that?
So
77.
77. Yeah, I was just born in 77.
Okay.
yeah. So I don't remember that, but like an interesting thing, like I watched this video showing like George Lucas's first edit of Star Wars, and it was a little bit weird. There was a bunch of stuff he added in there, right?
Yeah.
And then the pacing was kind of odd, and there was scenes that didn't make sense. But
Yeah.
luckily, he had some friends who were just ace editors,
Yeah.
and they cut that thing up and made it the Star Wars that
Yeah.
went to theaters and was pretty good. And I just found it like really interesting how it's like George Lucas was definitely the big picture guy with the imagination, but yeah, his friends really helped like carve it into like, you know, the masterpiece that it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he had a piece in Raiders of the Lost Ark, and they tried to do it with Raiders of the Lost Ark, and with Steven Spielberg was like, no, you know, and South Park did an episode on it, and how I think Raiders of the Lost Ark and George Lucas trying to take over, and then they open it and all these demons come out of the ark. I don't know. It was a crazy episode of South Park.
I think
Everybody
I know which one
dies.
you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I caught a lot of. I was in and out of South Park, so
Same. It wasn't my choice. I just have one of my best friends, Chris Ganley, was always watching it. Like he was addicted to South Park. Like people watch CNN and Fox. He got his news from
Oh.
South Park.
Oh no.
It's pretty accurate too, you know.
It is.
You
It
know,
is.
and
Like,
They mock everything.
Yeah.
They
Yes,
definitely
yes.
do, and it's just like I have a few distinct memories of South Park, but one of them was like when Kanye West like he goes to the school, right? And the kid's like, "Hey, have these fish sticks," and he eats them. He's like,
Oh,
"Yeah,
yes.
thanks, they're pretty good." He's like, "Haha, well now you're a gay fish," and then he has like an identity crisis, and then he believes he's a gay
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
And
I think
it's
my
like if you're
fa-
getting your news from it, you're like, "Huh,
Yeah.
when did this happen?"
Yeah, yeah, and that was something that happened. Like it was like all over the news. Kanye had to defend himself.
What, really? Like,
Yeah, look it up. He gets so defensive. I don't know.
One of my favorite ones was when they were doing the Xbox One and the PS4. They were mocking that, and Game of Thrones.
Oh man, see, I didn't watch that far.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's deep into the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was pretty funny. I was like,
yeah.
anytime anyone asked me about if I watched Game of Thrones, I was like, oh, is that the show with all the penises in it? And I was like,
With all the penises.
because the game,
Yeah.
because of South
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah,
okay. They just kept making fun of it. Like their theme song was like wiener, wiener, wiener.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So,
Okay, yeah.
I never watched Game of Thrones because of South Park.
Oh man,
But
I watched
I
it.
got really into it like 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
I watched all of it.
I did it too. I binged it.
I did too.
Yeah, and I'd hate to say I binged it while I was at work. Yeah.
That's a lot of episodes.
It was a lot of episodes. It was a rough year, so I had to-
Everyone's talking about it. I had to.
yeah, that was.
I
what
usually
was.
don't.
It was like
you know.
it was like 2 years ago or 3 years ago I did this.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Everyone's like, "Oh, season 8," and I was like, "What is this? I want to see this."
yeah,
And if it was anything
It was-
like
yeah,
Lord of
this
the
is
Rings,
season
I was like, "I love it."
yeah.
You know, there's a lot of
We'll
nudity.
get back to Game of Thrones. Let's finish this up.
Yeah,
Okay.
go back to
See,
it too.
yeah, episode 4. I give it a C.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's the introduction to Star Wars to Luke and Princess Leia, and she's like she sends these droids. Starts out Darth Vader's getting on the ship. Did you see Rogue One?
Yes.
Okay, you
Oh.
remember the end of Rogue One, and Darth Vader comes in and he's like super nasty, throwing the guy on the roof, slicing him.
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
yeah.
feel
Okay.
the dark side coming out.
That was
and they're
cool.
trying to get the information that they got sent out, and they're like, "Oh, send it," and he's like, "Brr, brr, 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 brr," and he's just
okay.
death and destruction coming through the hallway, and they get it out, and they get that information to Princess Leia, and that's where episode 4 picks up after Rogue One, and then so she's like they finally catch up to her ship, and then she's like giving the information. Nope, hold on. That was my R2 rewind. Okay. Beep, 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 beep. So then that she's trying to get the information. That's not that one yet. It was in between.
It's not the one where he's on the planet,
Yeah.
frozen planet.
No, but she puts the information on the droids to get Obi-Wan because they're trying to get the Jedi back in the game because they
Okay.
have plans to get the Death Star to destroy it. Yeah. So she puts this message on the droids to be sent down to Tatooine,
Okay.
and then Darth Vader comes on the ship. Yeah, and then they send down, poof, and they're in the sand, and C-3PO's like, oh, he's super British, you know.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like,
Is that British?
yeah. Oh, he's just complaining. He's like, yeah, it's getting sand in my gears. Oh, where are you
Okay.
going, R2? This way.
Well,
That's like
If
a
you
B?
ever need a movie summarized, just ask Jason.
No, I remember exactly what. I mean, I would say B. Like,
B?
you know,
I give it a C.
Okay.
Well, you know what? It's an A for the time.
yes.
And,
yeah.
and the breakout sci-fi-ness of it and everything. It was a breakthrough for movies in general.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah, it probably deserves an A for that.
Well, yeah, for its time, I think you're right. It would be
Yeah.
an A, but like as people in the of like 2021 watching back, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
it is from the 1980s.
It was
you know?
huge because you
Yeah.
know what? If you watch older movies, there was more dialogue, music,
Oh.
because they had to use words to build
Yeah.
up the imagination.
They didn't have the effects we had
We
today.
don't have
And
CGI.
I think it really helped them a lot because a lot of my favorite movies are older ones. Like the old school Spartacus is just fantastic. You
That's
know what
a
I mean?
long
Then-
movie.
Yeah, and then
Except
you have like
Kirk Douglas.
yeah, it was great though. And then you have like Ben-Hur was pretty good. You have like that guy who
Ben-Hur
played in
was good.
Samson and Delilah.
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah,
every movie he's in.
yeah.
you know,
The robe.
the robe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well-
did you rate it yet?
I'll
Eli?
I'll give it a C also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right,
Now-
Empire. I
Now
give
we're
an
on
S.
Empire.
It's my favorite.
I vaguely remember that one too, but I'll give it an A from what I remember. Honestly, I remember the Star Wars Lego games more than the actual Star Wars for the
Okay.
4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
And yeah, there were some pretty good levels in that
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Empire, Jason. I'm gonna need a summary.
Dude, they start off on the snow.
No, don't ask. Don't ask.
Oh,
him.
wait. Yes, that's the
We'll
one.
never-
That's the one, right?
Huh?
Where he starts off. You know, he's hanging. Luke is hanging upside down.
He gets the it starts in that area,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. I
and
would
he-
say that.
he-
That's
he's out there and he's on the on that, what is that thing called? It's like a
like a camel or something.
It's like a
right?
camel,
Like a space camel.
space camel, kangaroo, yeti
Oh right. Yeah.
with horns. It's got a name.
All right.
It's got a name. What's the name of it?
I'd say
Oh,
S.
space.
S.
Space
All right.
camp.
S. Yeah, awesome movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Luke is just starting to get getting in touch with his feelings and Obi-Wan
His emotions.
his emotions. He's getting in touch
Yeah.
with the Force.
Yeah.
All right.
He's just tapping in.
So that brings us to number 6. And I got to say, I got an A on that one.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I love Return of the Jedi.
Uh-huh.
I almost want to give it an S also. I
Do
think
it.
I'm so partial
it.
to all of the
Double
That's
S.
fine, man.
Yeah.
If it's your, if
because
it's-
was the intro to the Ewoks and the whole
Yeah.
Ewok village
you
is the mansion that
Like-
Jesus is making for me in heaven.
like you actually like the Ewoks that much though? Like
Oh, I love the
I-
Ewoks, dude. I was a child when that
I
came
thought
out.
they were just kind of random. And it's like there's like a village of teddy bears that's gonna like destroy the empire. Like
Yeah, yeah. God takes the
the
foolishness
beauty
of
of it,
this
though.
world to confound the wise.
the writers did too. Looks
Yeah,
like it.
that's what I'm saying. So, Ewoks, man, they were the bomb. They were using like ropes and arrows and sticks to beat stormtroopers.
That's like kind of like a Cowboys Indians type deal right there. You know.
I think that's the
It was
vibe they were
awesome.
going
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
It was awesome, and
Oh, I
and,
like that
and
one.
Han Solo's totally a cowboy.
Yeah.
He's totally with the holster on the side
Yeah.
and his little vest.
Yeah.
Dope.
So
I like him.
does this bring us?
He's
to,
my favorite. He's one of my favorite characters too. Is Boba
Awesome.
and Han Solo. Sorry.
Does
Go
this
ahead.
bring us to number 7 then? Number 7.
He's
this
ready.
is
Are you
this is
ready
what
for
I
number
want to talk
7?
about.
Oh, okay.
All right, you know where this is going.
All right. Go ahead. You're there.
Okay.
Swing away.
All right.
Disney.
Yeah, Disney. Disney, like, I don't want to say it ruins everything it touches, but it takes away takes away a certain magic that was there and replaces it with like their black magic.
Oh,
You know? So
truth. Facts.
so it's like
as the kids say, hard
some-
facts.
yeah, like some soul left
Soft
Star
facts.
Wars when it went to Disney, right? So it's like they wanted to continue the saga. I'm all for that. But I think the 7th, like, it wasn't a bad movie, but I would say it was a bit lazy and a bit unoriginal. And there were certain paths they could have taken that they didn't take, and it's wasted opportunity in my opinion. And then they killed
This is the Force
Han's-
Awakens.
Yeah, the 7th one, I think so.
Okay. Yeah.
And they kill Han Solo, and it's just like that wasn't necessary.
He wanted out. You know.
He did one out, so then I'll give him that. But still, he came back anyway. The
Yeah.
9th movie, right?
All
I'm
right,
sure they paid
yeah.
him handsomely.
Ghost. So it's just like
That's what Star Wars does.
you
So-
never really leave. Right?
And did he come back, or was it in what's his name's brain? Were we seeing him?
Like the actor came back though to do that part. So it's like the actor wanted
to
out,
talk to
and yeah,
Kylo.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to be part of the series anymore. And then he's like, okay, I'll do this part. Anyway, I'm gonna give it a C actually. You know what I mean? Because it's by itself, it's not a terrible movie, but it
No.
definitely missed really good opportunities, and it just didn't
Yeah.
have the magic that the other ones had. You know?
I liked it. I fell in love immediately with BB-8
BB-8 was cool.
and Ray.
Poe Dameron was cool too.
Yeah, He was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, I fell in love with all the characters: BB-8, Ray, Poe, and what's his name?
Finn.
Finn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
Finn too.
Yeah. I like that they immediately threw together A New Hope almost right out of the gate, right? They almost put together all the same characters: a female lead role,
yeah.
a droid like R2.
Well,
that's awesome.
That's kind of part of the uninspiring thing is just they were redoing the whole
Right.
plot pretty much.
If
Death
it's,
Star and
if
all.
it ain't broken, why fix it?
I was excited. I just wanted
Yeah.
to see what Disney would do. I didn't
Right.
know if it was gonna be good or bad. All I know is from the Marvel universe. I was like, okay, they're doing well with
Yeah, it's like Teen
Thor.
Titans.
You know, they're doing well with the Guardians of the Galaxy, things like that. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, let's see what they can do. So I mean, I'd say like a B, just because I was excited and
Yeah.
I did like the
Yeah, I give it a
cast.
B.
You know,
I give it a B. I liked it was nostalgic. We needed something.
Yeah.
It'd been so
Yeah.
long,
yes.
and I was hungry.
All right.
Well, it kind of bridged the gap between like my nephew is Deej. He's 9
Yeah.
and he loves it. He loves it because of that.
Yeah.
You know, like that kind of.
Yeah.
Then he
You gotta
watched
remember,
the old ones.
these
you
are
know?
supposed to cater to children also.
Yeah. So it kind of bridged the gap. Now they are still raking it in, man. They're still raking.
Oh, for sure. It is
You know.
it is a cash crop.
Absolutely. So number 8.
Yeah.
Number 8.
The
Um,
Last Jedi.
All right.
The Last Jedi.
You guys ready?
Okay. I want to go back to The
Mhm.
Force Awakens.
All right.
Because when Kylo was introduced and he stops the
the blaster.
Yeah, the laser. Yeah.
That was so cool.
That was super cool.
Yeah,
and he introduced a whole new thing.
He just seemed like so OP. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a great introduction.
He was.
Because no one's ever stopped a blaster.
Not that we know of.
Not that
I
we
mean,
know of.
they caught
Right.
it. You know,
Yeah.
deflected it,
Yeah.
but not
Mhm.
stopped it.
Yeah.
So
He straight up
Yeah.
stopped
His
it. Put
lightsaber
it in his
looks
brakes.
awesome.
And then he gets in a fight with Finn, and angry Finn is like giving Kylo
Oh.
Ren a little bit
Yeah.
of a battle. Is that in the second one?
No, that's in the first one,
That's what
right?
I thought. Yeah.
And like I know what Disney was trying to do. They were trying to be like, oh, Finn's the Force user, and then they're at the end they go, gotcha, it was actually Rey. Like they're so clever, and it's like, no,
Yeah.
Like I think everyone kind of saw that one coming, and also it makes Kylo Ren look bad that just like a stormtrooper who picked up a lightsaber 2 days ago is actually
Yeah.
handling this guy who was trained by Luke Skywalker, trained by Snoke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
who's-
also, he's handling a lightsaber.
uh-huh.
The lightsabers are handled with the Force. They're really heavy and like they're hard to move, and he's moving it.
Yeah, like I think the story implies that Finn is Force sensitive. He's just not a Force user, if that makes any sense.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
It does.
Yeah, but even
Okay.
with that,
I
yeah,
got you.
and then Rey, who also has never really picked up a lightsaber, maybe once, comes out and just like beats Kylo Ren.
But she's like a prodigy.
Um,
There's such
So-
thing as a prodigy.
so is Kylo Ren, but he's like a trained prodigy. You know what I mean?
And she's also been like climbing inside of like machinery and jumping. She's probably been using the Force without even knowing she's using the Force.
I mean, like she could probably beat Finn in a lightsaber fight, but I don't think she could beat Kylo Ren. I think that's just a huge, like,
She was already like with the bow staff.
yeah, she has some skill with that.
She had some skill, and also
I mean,
and she was like,
this is like an Ewok beating a stormtrooper all over again. You know what I mean?
dude,
and
you
it-
underestimate the power of the Ewok.
And like it would make sense because like it does make sense because they were using like hit and run tactics. You know,
Time, if it's gonna be a little bear cub,
Time out.
a muscle strand on a bear is like 10 muscle strands of a
it
human.
looked more like a teddy bear, like the things filled with like fluff.
Remember
you know?
we were talking about the kid you fought, his face?
Oh yeah.
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 Don't go by the face.
It's also
By
this
the
big. You know what I
They
mean?
are not that big. They're like a
What,
toddler.
like a midget.
They're like a midget. They were midgets.
Like up to the hip,
In
right?
costumes.
Yeah. They were in costumes. Midgets in costumes. There was a whole... It was
Time out. Episode 8.
Thank you. Episode 8. So
Episode 8. I give it a C.
Okay, I gave it an F. I think it was the worst movie in the entire anything of
I
Star
give
Wars.
the last one an F.
That's also an F, but to me, this is the worst F, right? This is like the bottom of the barrel. Mostly, like, what cements it for me as the bottom of the barrel is, A, you figure out that they don't actually... Okay, well, let's back up a little bit, all right? Different directors, right? So then J.J. Abrams, and then for some reason, they replaced him for Rian Johnson. Terrible mistake. Rian Johnson is... I'm not saying he's a terrible director, but he did not deliver on this project. You know what I mean?
That's right. JJ did do. I was excited after I saw Star Trek.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So then, like, at least that's his genre. And if JJ stuck with it, we might have had something cool for 8 and 9. But yeah, they switched him out, and it was pretty obvious that the new director didn't care. So then, with that being said, yeah, there were characters who just did not get the respect they deserve. Like Luke, everything they did with Luke was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
I wanted more
You
out
didn't
of
like
him.
the. You didn't like the
No,
last one.
man.
No, and then Captain Phasma, like, I think she was meant to be like Finn's final boss, right? Because here's the thing: he was a stormtrooper, and then she's like the leader of the stormtroopers, supposed to be like this elite figure. She kind of like played almost like a Boba Fett like role in my mind, and I'm like, she just looks sick, and they treat her like a joke, and they kind of like lost that final battle for Finn. You know what I mean? Like So
I think at the same time, the opposite. The Ewok is like cute and cuddly, but can defeat a stormtrooper, and then the mega stormtrooper looks like a G.I. Joe mega villain, right? She's all silvery and shiny, looking menacing, but she can't pull it off because that's all she's got is hard looks.
I mean, I don't think
the
that
suit.
was
It's probably the
supposed to
suit.
be. I don't think that was intentional though. How they played it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
I think her
Just a
dad's
plot
like
hole,
a
maybe.
general, and she got a good job and moved up in ranks.
I mean, for all we know, maybe, but like I always get the impression that she's like a battle-hardened soldier who's just like the toughest of the tough, and then she expects these things out of Finn, and then she hates Finn's individuality. So
Well,
it's
she's
just kinda
military,
like,
yeah.
she's trying to like force him to conform, and that's like Finn's almost his whole storyline, kind of, right? It has something to do with it, but they kind of threw it out the window. They made Phasma a joke. She died in the second one, and I was disappointed that they ruined that character. And then everything with Snoke, them fighting Snoke, was just complete nonsense. And the choreography was pretty terrible when they were fighting all those henchmen in the room.
You didn't like
And,
the last.
And then
didn't
like, is the
mind it.
second
No,
one?
this one's 8.
Yeah, 8.
Oh.
We're talking about 8.
Okay.
With like
You-
Snoke and his
Snoke's
bodyguards.
bodyguards.
Yeah, and then
I like their weapons.
their weapons were cool.
Yeah, those
Their
Right.
weapons were cool,
Yeah.
and they looked really cool.
Their
And the whole
suits were
fight
cool.
scene with the red and the floor, it was cool.
At least the atmosphere was cool, but it's like for a movie of this caliber, like you could point at like certain people in the background, they're just like waving their swords around like this,
Oh, of
like it's a
course.
dance party.
Yeah.
You know, like
That's
I mean,
old school kung
like-
fu movies.
like doesn't John
Yeah.
Wick have like a fraction of
Jackie
the
Chan.
budget, and it has this like the best choreography you could find, right?
that fraction of the budget was all choreography. That's where all of
Yeah.
their money went. 100% went into choreography
yeah,
and actual training.
yeah, because it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, back to episode 8. Everything with Benicio del Toro. Like I know he's a great actor,
I love him.
but
That's awesome.
they didn't do his character any good. It was a
No.
useless character.
I think he just wanted to be in the movie.
And yeah, they could
Being a
def-
Star Wars
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
you know.
definitely put him in the movie. Just they ruined him also.
They
You know.
did. I don't think they used his skill as good as they could have.
Yeah, and then also Finn's side story with Rose was completely useless. The character of Rose, like they at least didn't. It seemed like that went nowhere. And then at the very end, when Finn was going to sacrifice himself, and then she stops him from sacrificing himself, and she's like, "For love," or something weird like that.
Right.
And it's just everything about all of it was just the worst ever.
Hokey.
So there's a lot of plot holes. You're saying.
So it was an incoherent mess, and they were just hoping that people like Star Wars enough to go and watch it, and
Which
they were
they
right.
did. Yeah,
They're right.
You're
They're right. I
absolutely
went and
right.
watched it.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was excited for it too. Yeah.
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 I think with a lot of the scenery and the way they could set it up, it looks beautiful. You know, like that whole battle, the last battle, the sand or whatever, that salt. And then when they go and it's all red, that was cool looking.
Yeah.
Very symbolic. They use a lot of colors in these
Uh-huh.
in these newer ones. Did you
Well,
notice that?
Yeah, and I feel like it's really the opposite of those movies we're talking about in like the 80s, 70s, and 60s. Because back then, they had to rely on the plot because the effects weren't there.
Mhm.
Now they don't have to do that anymore.
They don't have to do that.
Yeah,
they
there's a lot of
abandoned that.
Michael Bay type movies now where they're just blowing stuff up.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
South Park was making fun of that too. Yeah, how he just blows stuff up.
Yeah,
Well,
I call that action porn. They just jump right into it, and it's like they fast forward all the dialogue. Let's get right to the action.
If we're talking about the Fast and Furious series, that's just what it is now.
Dude, yeah, Fast and Furious. They was action
stuff
from
up.
beginning to end. All action.
Yeah, action and like
and cool
soundtracks.
action soundtracks and cool one-liners. Yeah, it was awesome.
then they bring in people like The Rock, you know. And
Yeah, John Cena was
They-
in the
they had
latest
John
one.
Cena. Yeah,
Yeah.
So everyone.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
not like
Eight's
8F.
an F for me.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the
Okay.
one where Luke projects himself across the universe?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
they
that idea.
blasted the
It was
crap out of
cool.
him.
I thought that
and
idea was super cool.
I
Yeah.
like that takes a lot of power, you know.
Yeah,
as
and
a
he
Jedi.
ended up like
yeah.
passing away
Yeah.
because he used all his all of his life force, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was. I mean,
Oh,
that's probably what made it a B for me. Is that scene right there?
Every movie's
When
got
he,
some kind of redeeming
just walks
Right.
right through it.
That was a redeeming quality.
Yeah.
I liked her Darth Vader scene, like on the Degamo where Luke goes in and faces his darkness, and she's with Luke, and she goes into that like butthole of the earth and goes down
right,
there,
yeah.
and then she faces her darkness,
Uh-huh.
and it was like her.
Oh, yeah.
And then the mirrors.
Yeah.
I like when they get into that psychological,
Yeah.
facing your shadow. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought in the series what they were going to do is like Kylo Ren was looking like he had a path of redemption. I thought they were going to flip the script and have Kylo
Thought
Ren
so,
be a
too.
good guy and Rey be a bad guy. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that would be at least kind of interesting.
I see where you're going with
And
this. There's a lot of
didn't do
holes.
it.
There's
They
a lot of
didn't do it.
holes,
They
you
didn't
know?
do it.
Yeah.
They teased us a lot.
They really
There was
did.
a lot of teasing.
And-
You know what? People get off on that. Not
Yeah.
me.
And like you, and you know Disney.
I was disappointed with that as well. So
Yeah, and I feel like this is
Don't
a
play with my emotions.
I feel like this is a Disney thing where they take a character that's beloved and they have to give him like inherent terrible flaws just to build up other characters. It's like tearing one down to build another up.
Oh yeah.
And I think they
Yeah.
did that with Luke,
That's
and
the sinful nature.
and they've definitely done that in the Marvel universe to an extent.
Oh, yeah.
And
And they also have this
It's
political
unnecessary.
agenda that they're just constantly pushing, man.
that too, Disney's very heavy-handed with it. Yeah, but let's go on to number 9. Solid F for me, right?
Solid F.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated the fact that they brought back
Oh, Palpatine,
Palpatine.
another director, right?
Dude, I hated that.
Well, they had nothing to stand on. They killed Snoke. Kylo Ren's not the bad guy anymore, right? What's her face isn't the bad guy. Rey isn't. Like, what are they gonna do? Right?
Palpatine.
oh yeah,
And she's
I
granddaughter.
remember it now.
She's
Right.
Palpatine. It was, listen, that's a cool story. They can run with that.
They can.
I didn't like the fact that they brought Palpatine back and he was like all weak and stuff, and he'd been just.
Yeah.
And was he a clone?
I don't even know.
We don't
man.
even know. It was so vague.
Well,
it was
Yeah,
like,
he was hooked up or being kept alive by the.
Machines, right?
yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I know my biggest complaint was what they did with the Knights of Ren, because in the first movie it made it seem like they were also students of the school who betrayed Luke, and they made them seem like some bad dudes, right? And I'm just like, I can't wait to see these guys like throw
Right.
hands or something, right? And then
Right.
it's just like I'm not sure where they went wrong, but they somehow ruined all that cool
Were they
build-up.
students of Luke's school?
Not by the third one. By the third one, they were like an individual cult or something like that. I don't
They
even
were like
know.
assassins. I thought they were like a group of assassins that,
Well, they
that Snoke developed
they
or
like
something.
changed the story on them, and then I feel like they didn't. I don't know, man. I was expecting more out of them, like all that build up, like all that
Yeah.
hype.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
That would be such a cool story because Kylo Ren and then
Yeah,
the
always
Knights
thought-
of Ren.
I thought those were his disciples, and I thought like in
That's
the
funny that you
seventh
thought
movie-
that they were his disciples.
That's what I thought.
I thought they were like he was a part of their crew. Like they were like an assassin crew.
Oh, like they're
Like he was
oh,
also a Knight of Ren.
Gotcha. Like all their last name ends with Ren. So Kylo Ren, Jimmy Ren,
Yeah.
blah, blah, Ren.
Jimmy Ren.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. That actually would be really cool. I would like
That's
that.
what I was thinking they were,
Yeah.
and I wanted to know more about their like the bounty hunters, they got kind of like their own little union. And,
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's actually someone legit for like the heroes to fight against, right? Like someone who would actually terrorize them.
Yeah.
You know, because I love in these action stories when there's a character that chases the main hero the whole time and they're just terrified of him and they just run. They don't even try to fight. Like Brother Bear, when he's a bear and his brother's chasing him, right? Who's a hunter. And it's just like the whole movie, I'm wondering when his brother's going to try to kill him.
Yeah.
That was exciting. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Right. And that didn't happen here. So
no Brother Bear here. So,
so F.
yeah. What was his name?
F all around.
It looked great, right? It always looks good.
Yeah.
You know, the Force always is awesome. You know, all the cool stuff. All the cool stuff is always cool.
Yeah.
Right? You can't get away from that. But the storyline, it wasn't coming together.
Also, there's just a level of emptiness because it's like, where does it all end? Like, what's the purpose of it all? With Palpatine coming back, making those weird Death Star things. I mean, the weirdest Star Destroyers, and it's just like, what's his ultimate goal? He's like, ultimate power.
Yeah,
but
that is
why?
his ultimate goal.
Yeah, but it's like, but what? It doesn't always have to be a why, but like, if they're bringing Palpatine back in every single series, just give him a why, right? Like, flashback to his childhood. Was he abused, or is he just that sadistic? Let us know, right? And
had a rough childhood.
It's just kind of like you just wanna know why is all this happening? Like, why is Palpatine pushing it this far? And you want to feel for him. You either want to hate him, or you either want to like feel bad for him. But like, I don't feel anything. He's just like the puppet that Disney's bringing up to be their next villain.
Right, he's like a Saturday morning cartoon villain.
Writers. Yeah,
that's what he's like.
Yeah,
he's like Mumra from Thundercats.
Yeah.
Anybody? No,
I do.
So that's what he's like. It's like, why does Mumra want to rule? Why does he want the Lino's sword? You know, he never said it's for ultimate power, but you don't know his.
Yeah,
he's just,
and as much as I love the Red Skull, and I really do, he's kind of the same way. To where it's like I would at least like to know a little bit of something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As of why.
What drives him?
But
who is he?
All we know is he's an evil Nazi. So that's it. That's all we get.
But he's not.
Huh?
He's like he hates the Nazis, right?
Oh, the Red Skull?
Yeah.
He does because they don't believe in his vision, but he started off as one, but they're like making fun of him, and he's like, I don't like being made fun of. And he like secedes from them. But yeah.
There you go.
No, I was trying to be open-minded about that one, but I'd say F2 because I was very confused of everything. Like, were they gonna fall in love? What's going on?
Right, and then they do fall in love. There is that connection.
Well, like they were seeing each other from across the universe and things like that, and I was like, okay, this is interesting.
They had a connection.
They
had a soul tie.
Was it like the second or third one where she her mind goes to where he's at and he's shirtless? And it's just why did the writers do that? Right? She's just like, how's it going?
It's just it's just Disney and thing.
Like, just working out,
Right? She catches him on the John. He's just like,
it's like Taylor Lautner in Twilight. They just make him shirtless as much as possible. Yeah. I'm here. Don't worry.
Oh, the wolf guy.
Yeah.
Lava boy.
They were just
Shark boy and lava girl.
Random shirtless scenes.
Yeah. Well, all of them were shirtless.
Well, like
right?
that makes sense because like their fan base is like thirsty 14-year-old girls. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like in this one you have like a bunch of dudes, and it's like, why is he shirtless?
Yeah.
Just in case if there were any thirsty fans,
Right. Okay, so
are you guys ready for a random question?
I think so.
Or do you want to just wrap it up?
I think
we
random
need to...
question.
Okay, cool.
Random question.
I got a good one since we've been talking about movies.
Let's go.
Ooh, nice.
It says, what would the trailer to a movie about your life be like?
Oh man. Probably start off as like Requiem for a Dream or something like that. It's like, or Joe Dirt maybe. I don't know.
I don't really know either.
Okay, here, I can do
rather uneventful.
What are you currently worried about?
What? I don't like that. I don't like that question at all. I'm gonna go back, man. I can answer all of them.
One?
You know
me.
me.
Go for it.
I can ramble. So it would start off with like demonic, like supernatural, like plans of the enemy to destroy a child because he's the chosen one, right?
Ooh.
Yeah. And then it's like, and throughout this child's life, he's like attacked, and he doesn't know what's going on or why, and he goes through this. It pretty much be Conan the Barbarian is what I'm trying to say, and he goes through like this all these different like trials of being like a slave to different things and that are trying to kill him, and he just keeps overcoming until the end, and he's on a podcast.
Nice.
What song would you have like playing during your trailer?
Man, this is a crazy question.
What's the next question?
What's the next question?
Like the one you have now.
Yeah. You say you got
I switched it, so I got 2. What would you do if you knew you were gonna die in 1 hour?
Oh,
okay. I got that
great
one.
question.
Is that a good one? All right,
Yeah,
you
go ahead, Eli.
For starters, I'd drink more coffee, right? And then I would probably, call the people I cared about and be like, yeah, I think I'm gonna die pretty soon, but we had some good times, and I'd have to cut some of them short because they could just keep talking. I'm like, I only got an hour, all right? You get exactly a minute and a half, right?
Yeah. Spent his last hour.
And then after that, I'll just go for a jog. And then I'll probably try to do something. Like, if I was going to die anyway, I would, go to a cliff because I want to see how it would feel like if I were to jump off because I never went skydiving before. And, yeah, since I'm going to die, there you go.
In your last hour.
What about, I think you should, burn your car or something like that. Just has one little last thing to do before you leave this earth since your car is not faithful.
Well,
it is faithful.
Yeah, she survived,
She
She
survived.
survived a lot,
She's got some battle scars.
I love that car. You know what? I might just pass away in my car, actually.
Oh!
I'll just drive to, a nice sunset, and I'll just lay there and be like, this is nice. I'm dead.
It's actually, that's a good idea. A sunset with all my favorite people.
Yeah.
Just sit there and watch it.
The last hour? Yeah, I'd
1
probably just
hour.
spend it with my family. That's it.
Yeah.
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 Nothing
That's good.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's what you think about when.
I'd have to let them know. I'd be like, listen, only got an hour. So let's get together.
Yeah.
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 And I know, I know I have this hour, it's like.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it said if you knew that you were going to die in 1 hour.
Yeah, I'd be like, guys, I have 1 hour. Let's get home right now. We have to hang out.
Let's make steak.
Yeah.
Let's have a
Yeah.
nice final dinner.
Yeah. I don't know. We'd probably look through photos, cry and hug each other a lot. And
Oh.
yeah. Yeah, hold my babies.
This actually brings us to the trailer thing. They'd play the trailer of my life, right? While you're dying, and be like, "You see that? Just like Conan the Barbarian, right?"
I love Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
By the way, I think that's my number one movie.
Mm-hmm.
Number
Never
one.
seen it.
I think I just figured that out right now, guys. Thank you. Yeah.
It took you
I
Glad we helped
almost
you.
2.5 hours
I
to
thought-
come to that conclusion.
I thought it was Young Frankenstein.
What's
but
yours?
It's Conan the Barbarian.
My favorite movie ever? It's probably Napoleon Dynamite or Nacho Libre.
No, it's not.
No.
It has to be one of the two because that's the movie I could turn on and watch any time, and I'll still be interested like I never watched it before.
But you're
Okay.
such a movie buff where you look at
Well,
camera angles and all these things, and those
Yeah.
are just such
Yeah.
plain Jane movies.
I think I like them because I don't have to do that with those. I
Oh,
already know they're
okay.
solid, and I can just enjoy them and laugh. And those have my kind of sense of humor. You know what I mean?
So it's like
Okay.
The Office for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Background type. Makes you
I,
feel comfortable.
I have no choice to watch The Office.
Yeah.
It's more of his
It's
wife
kinda
gets
get-
my
into
wife-
it.
Same with her.
I don't like
Yeah.
it that much either.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just support him.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Celeste,
I laugh all the dumb parts I've seen 10
Celeste
times.
has it
you know.
on. Well, she hasn't in a while,
Mhm.
but usually every day.
Well,
Yeah.
It's just playing.
I think it's just
Good
it's
background.
quotable. It's like one of its power. I think that's the reason why I like Nacho Libre and Napoleon Dynamite. It's very quotable movies.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like
I
dodgeball.
like Young Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so
Frankenstein.
all right. So are we good? We all know how we're gonna die
Yeah.
in an hour.
You didn't
Yeah.
say
And-
you
Yep,
were- Oh, you
Chris.
said sunset with all your favorite people.
Yeah, all lagoons. Maybe with the jar of pickles.
Yeah,
Ooh.
some Taco Bell.
And
Yeah,
you
dill
know, I'm
pickles.
even answer that trailer question.
Yeah.
So it's like, so for
thought of one.
well, I just got a good one. So like, there's we all seen Dumb and Dumber, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, right. There's a if you go to YouTube, there's a thing that says like Dumb and Dumber not commercial trailer, but re-edited as a Oscar-worthy movie, right? And they literally cut it out and they make it. They really do make it seem like an Oscar-worthy movie, and I'm like, so wholesome, but I know it's not.
Did you ever see the Mary Poppins as a scary movie trailer?
No.
My gosh.
But like after
terrifying.
pretty much like the trailer of My Life would be like that. So it's like it's not a Oscar-worthy movie, but the trailer would look like
Make it
one.
look like it.
The ones that
or
trick
would
you
look
into
like a
coming.
rom-com, but it's really not. Like
Dude, you
not
got a
even
good
close.
life. You got a lot of great stories.
I mean,
Been a lot of places.
Yes,
You have.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Upper East Coast, Florida, DR, Israel,
Like,
Mexico.
that stuff's cool, but it's like I know what I could do, and if I'm not doing it, then I'm not satisfied. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why I'm not rating my trailer movie to be as high as it probably could be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I don't know. My childhood I was just wild. It's like a feral child.
yeah,
Like, it was like really dirty, climbing trees, playing hard.
yeah.
Yeah. I was sick a lot
Mm-hmm.
because I was asthmatic, and then skating, teenage years, smoked a lot of pot.
Is all this in the trailer?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it'd be like
like my teenage years was just like so much marijuana
Mhm.
and acid and shrooms.
So it'd be like a Cheech and Chong
We watched those, and then
preview.
pretty much, and then I got saved, and then I went to Bible college.
Praise God.
Yeah, thanks for throwing that in there. and then it was just like got married, and then it was like struggling to survive. Yeah, I was like, I gotta get a real job. I gotta be an adult.
This really sounds like The Pursuit of Happiness. You know what I mean?
Oh, there you
Pretty
go.
much.
Cheech and
Yeah.
Chong meets The Pursuit of Happiness.
meets what's the skater movie? Gleaming the Cube. I don't know.
Lords of
All right.
Dogtown.
Dogtown. That's a great movie and documentary. You seen the documentary of it?
Bobby Z.
The Z Town.
Z-Town. I haven't.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, we've been going for a while. A lot of rambling. I'm not sure how I'm going to edit this, but we'll figure it out.
Figure some out.
So, thanks for listening, guys. It's been a good time, and we'll catch you on the next one.
All right.
See ya.